Good evening. This is the caucus meeting for April 16, 2025. Presiding officer of the council, Milady Tejeda, wishes to advise the audience that the notice of this meeting has been filed with the Home News Tribune, the Star Ledger, and posted in the bulletin board in the city clerk's office and on the city's website, indicating that today's meeting is being held in the council chambers, City Hall, 260 High Street at 5:30 p.m. Right now it's 5:33 p.m. The council meeting will follow the caucus and closed session. Council President Tejeda, as a courtesy of the governing body, I will ask all individuals present, including members of the audience, to please turn off all cell phones and electronic devices. Should you need to make a telephone call, please go out into the hallway and speak in a low voice so as not to disturb the ongoing meeting. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Present.
Councilwoman Morales?
Present.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Present.
Councilman Puccio?
Present.
Council President Tejeda?
Present. Right now, we'll have a presentation. John Wisniewski, Buckeye, Perth Amboy Terminal, appeal of sewer charges. It's all yours.
Good evening, Madam Council President.
You
members
can
of
get the mic
Yeah, you're
closer.
right. Thank you.
Okay.
Madam Council President, members of the City Council, city professionals, ladies and gentlemen, my name is John Wisniewski of Wisniewski and Associates. I represent Buckeye Partners, the owner of the Buckeye Terminal on Mauer Road that you're all familiar with. We're here tonight because of the outstanding sewer bill for the Buckeye facility in Perth Amboy. We initially wrote a letter asking to come before the City Council in December of last year, but because of scheduling issues both on our part and on the city's part, this was the first available time where we could come and make this presentation. The sewer charges that are outstanding are $145,463. And at that time in December, there was interest of $3,900. I'm sure that amount has gone up. It probably is of no surprise that the infrastructure at the Buckeye facility in Perth Amboy is pretty old. It's a facility that is well over 100 years old. And at some point in time, in approximately May of 2024, one of the water lines into the facility past the city's meter, but in our facility, broke underground. And it resulted in a water leak that initially went undetected, but was detected and repaired at some point in June of 2024. I gave you each a chart which just shows the differences between what normally flows into the Buckeye facility and what happened during this period of time. It's important to understand that the water that comes into the Buckeye facility is only used for showers, for toilets, for drinking. There is no industrial processes going on. There's no manufacturing. As you know, Buckeye is basically the place where there are tanks, there are petroleum products stored in the tanks. They come in through pipes, offloaded into ships or onto trucks. And so there's no traditional industrial manufacturing processes that would use any significant amount of water, which is, as you see, on our May 14th bill, water usage was 130. On our August 15th bill, our water usage was 131, but in July and June, it was 8,900 and 3,100, quite a bit. Now, the reason that's important is because city ordinances state that the way you determine a sewer bill, if there's not a meter detecting the sewer flow, is to use the water bill. And so if you get a high water bill, like if you're a household and you have, say, a toilet that's malfunctioning and it's running, well, that water goes into the city sanitary sewer system. And at the end of that system that connects to the Middlesex County Utilities Authority, there's a meter. And Middlesex County bills the city for processing whatever comes through that meter, including the water. In this particular case, the water that leaked onto our facility is scooped up, pumped up, Because of our DEP permits, we have a mini treatment facility for rainwater largely. Because it's a petroleum facility, we have to take that water, filter it, and then our permit allows us to discharge it into the Woodbridge Creek, which flows into the Arthur Kill. Same thing happened with this water. This water that leaked out of our pipelines inside our facility was scooped up, put through the treatment plant we have on site, pumped into the Woodbridge Creek. And I make that point because it's important that this water never hit the city sewer system. Therefore, the city did not get a bill from Middlesex County for treating this water because it never entered into the system. And so the reason we're here tonight is that we're saying we understand that we use the water, perhaps not in the best way because it leaked and went into the ground, but we paid for that. It was about $100,000. But we never availed ourselves of the city's sewer system. That water was just pumped into the Woodbridge Creek. Now, the city forefathers, before all of you were on the council, thought of this might happen. And there's a provision in the city ordinances that say that it's section 365-29D, and it basically says, paraphrasing, that if you can't accurately determine how much sewer use occurred because of the water meter, you can look at other indicia of use, such as prior bills. And so we're here tonight saying this water didn't go into your sewer system. It went into the Woodbridge Creek. We're certainly willing to pay whatever our normal monthly sewer usage is, because while this water leaked into the creek, we were still using toilets and using water, and employees were showering, so on and so forth. So our suggestion is that the real measure of our usage should be the average of the month before and the month after. If you take a look on the chart I gave you, as I said, 130 usage in the first month beforehand and 131 afterwards. And if you take those and average them together and total them, the sewer bill really would be $10,000 for those 2 months, not the $145,000 that is being asked for under the city bill. The city ordinances further say that the city council can hear this type of application and can make a decision by resolution on how to adjudicate this type of request. And so we're here tonight. I'm here with Anthony Negri, who's the operations manager of the facility here in Perth Amboy. And if the city council or any of the professionals have any questions of him, he'd certainly be happy to answer them. But what I've done, and I understand your time is at a premium, is I've synthesized our argument, hit the high points, and be happy to answer, Madam Council President, any questions that you or any member of the governing body may have.
Okay. Anyone?
No,
That's all.
no, that was pretty good.
Thank you.
So you realized that, the company realized that once they got the bill for that particular, who discovered the leak?
The water leak?
Oh, you did,
Mr. Negri did. Yeah.
okay. Anybody else?
And we hired a company, and they came out and they dug up. It was by the fence line coming in from our road. They dug it up, they fixed it, they put a patch on the pipe, and so we haven't had a leak since.
Okay,
Well, that was going to be my question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
We don't have any more questions.
Thank you very much.
Um,
Appreciate the opportunity.
I would like to ask Mr. Perez from the Water Department, so maybe he can give some information on his side.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening. Go ahead. Do you have any information about, from the Water Department side, more or less about this happening with Buckeye?
Yeah, we're aware of that leak when it happened, and I know that they took care of it. And I understand what Mr. Nix is saying, but also we need to understand, and going, using his example, that homeowners over here also use water to loan the grass. To water the grass, and it's the same thing, it goes to the ground. But the way that the ordinance states, the charges, it says that sewer charges are based on consumption. So, whether it goes to the ground or whether it goes into the sewer system, that's how we charge. That's what the ordinance says. Now, if we use this example and say, all right, we're gonna deduct that from your bill because it never went into the sewer, what are we gonna do with the residents over here when they water the grass?
Point.
Okay.
Makes sense.
So the water department didn't realize it, when the bill was being prepared, that there was something different about that particular bill, was it?
No, because that was in their property.
Okay.
So we don't know what's going on inside there.
Okay. Anybody has a question for him?
Oh, good, thank you.
You good? Okay,
Good.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we continue with the caucus meeting. Ordinance, public hearing, 5 minutes maximum per speaker per ordinance. Number one, an ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy, County of Middlesex, amending and supplementing Chapter 4, Administration of Government, Article 12, Department of Human Services, ordinance number 1522-2010, as amended August 11, 2020, of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy to set forth regulations for the Department of Human Services employees, volunteers, and contract personnel to operate vehicles owned by the city. Number two, an ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy, County of Middlesex, New Jersey, to amend an ordinance entitled Vehicles and Traffic, ordinance number 194-78, as amended, adopted September 19, 1978, also known as Chapter 414 of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy, and this is about stop intersections. Number three, an ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy to amend an ordinance entitled an ordinance designating restricted parking spaces for uses by handicapped person, ordinance number 380-85, and amendments, adopted July 2nd, 1985, also known as Chapter 255A of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy, and this is about additions. Number four, bond ordinance amending Section 3D of bond ordinance number 1953-2020 and Section 3B of bond ordinance number 2004-2021 of the City of Perth Amboy in the County of Middlesex, New Jersey, in order to amend the project descriptions. Agenda, public comments. Citizens may address the council on any matter on the agenda which does not have its own scheduled public hearing. Citizens shall be permitted to speak once for a maximum 5 minutes. Report. Number one, Jill A. Goldie, CFO Controller, submitted the following reports. Check register report for the month of February 2025 in the total amount of $12,740,382.82. Investment reports for the month of March 2025. Ordinance, first reading, no public discussion. Ordinance number one, an ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy to amend an ordinance entitled, an ordinance designating restricted parking spaces for uses by handicapped person, ordinance number 380-85, and amendments, adopted July 2nd, 1985, also known as Chapter 255A of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy, and this is about addition. Number two, an ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled Filming, ordinance number 1701-2013, adopted October 23rd, 2013, also known as Chapter 217 of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy. Number three, an ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy, County of Middlesex, New Jersey, to amend an ordinance entitled Ordinance Fixing and Establishing a Schedule of Salaries and salary ranges and increments for officers and employees of the city of Perth Amboy. Ordinance number 218-79 as amended, adopted July 3rd, 1979. And this is the PBA Local 13 for the period of January 1st, 2025 to January 1st, 2028. Ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy, County of Middlesex, New Jersey, authorizing an ordinance entitled E-Mobility Devices and Lithium-Ion Batteries. You have something to present on that?
Yeah, you could cue that up. Good evening, council. Yeah, the last 2 months, ever since we had the e-scooter fire, we've been working on getting an ordinance together, getting feedback from state representatives and different testing laboratories to be the most comprehensive ordinance that will be a model ordinance once passed for the rest of the state. And hopefully state legislature can use the same wording for them. But before I talk about this, there's a 2-minute video and we have a lot of members of the public here, so we could officially start our e-scooter, e-bike safety campaign just by showing this. It's an eye-opener on lithium-ion batteries within e-scooters and e-bikes and the dangers that they could pose if it's an unregulated, uncertified battery. So I'll turn it over to it's like a 2-minute video. Not long. The video is basically a news broadcast that worked with the fire department in New York City and the fire research test labs to purposely overcharge some batteries. And if he gives me a wave, if we're good. If not, I'll go a different route.
Let's give George a little time to get back on.
Well, if it kicks on, we'll talk about it. But within the ordinance, it basically, to sum it up, any e-bike, e-scooter, or e-mobility device that is brought into the city of Perth Amboy for either storage in a large warehouse or for sale in a retail store has to be a certified e-mobility device or a lithium-ion battery. So it spells out the definitions for a nationally recognized testing laboratory. So OSHA in the United States has specific laboratories that have been accredited to test to certain standards. So on OSHA's website under NRTL, our website. So some NRTLs test for lithium-ion batteries, e-bikes, e-scooters, some don't. So what we found in our investigations the last 2 months were some of the devices that were brought into our city were untested, and on top of being untested, they provided fictitious and fraudulent UL test records from unnamed companies. So within this ordinance, it specifies, hey, you sell one of these products, it has to be a certified NRTL product, which makes the safest lithium-ion battery. They test it against fires, they test it against damage, they test it against anything to make sure that battery, as designed, should not catch on fire in the event of an emergency. Oh, we're getting there, so we're talking.
Okay.
And with lithium-ion batteries, it's very important because if you have an unregulated battery, you hit that battery once against a curb, later that night, or even after it gets hit, can burst into flames. In the video that we're about to show here, if you got the audio too. But these lithium-ion batteries, which are small, they almost are about the size of AA batteries, they can rapidly turn to small jet engines. And there's battery packs of 5, 10, 15. They're usually in increments of 5, but they'll go into a thermal runaway where each one will line up. And if they catch on fire near combustibles, such as, hey, it's in your living room next to your couch, or it's in an egress route surrounded by combustibles, everybody in that building could be in danger, and those fires develop so rapidly that there's little time to escape. So also within the ordinance, we put in for multifamily dwellings, you cannot store these or charge these, or more so, you cannot charge these in common areas of multifamily dwellings, because if that catches on fire, that's gonna spread through the common areas and endanger lives. So, actually, do we have audio with that too? If not, we can go back to the beginning and I could narrate it. So basically, at this testing laboratory, they took batteries, and within seconds of overcharging a battery, you'll see that it goes into a thermal runaway and ignites. So this is the reason why we need to regulate the batteries, and we need to come up with safety educational material. So working with the Division of Fire Safety, probably the next month, you're going to see a lot of e-scooter, e-bike safety material put out there. So we also added in the ordinance, so if a store can sell these, at the time of sale, they have to give safety information as well as charging safety information to the teen or the adult that's buying the device. So we could actively educate those that are buying it to know, hey, never charge it while you're sleeping, never charge in these areas, keep it clear of combustibles, and make sure that you see the certification mark on there to know that the device that you bought is legit and it's as safe as can be. So, but the video, I don't know if you want to go back to the beginning.
One question.
Yes.
In educating the public, are you working together with the school system?
That's going to be, once we get all the flyers developed with the Division of Fire Safety, and it's not just Perth Amboy, but it's going to be a statewide, in fact, like a nationwide effort to get specific material out to the schools. And I do know a lot of scooters are in the city here, and a significant amount, those might be ones that were purchased that were uncertified units. So we really, once probably the beginning of May, are going to target all the schools. We're going to have an information flyer. Hey, if you have this brand, I can't name the brands just yet because the law enforcement is doing what they have to do. But if you have this, immediately stop using this because it may or probably has an unregulated battery, and stop charging it. And we have to come up with a plan on, all right, what can you do with it now? How do you dispose of it? Can you go after the person you bought it from? So there's a lot of questions that we have to come up with, but this ordinance will prohibit the sale of unregulated products. Right now, the one e-bike ordinance talks a little bit about lithium-ion batteries. It says it has to be regulated, but that's pretty much talks about e-bikes. This expands it into warehouses, and this gives it a lot more teeth as far as what we need to enforce. So, but basically, if you could just let it play from there. But you could just see these fires, they don't really just start slow and grow like a typical fire. It'll start smoking, and then it'll just go into an immediate flame. And then that one fire will die down, the next one will go off. So if it didn't catch your living room on fire the first or the second try, the third one that goes off could. So it just shows the importance of actually having legislation in place. So.
That is great. Thank you for your
Yep. And we'll have this video on our fire department and the city Facebook pages and Instagram so that you can actually hear what they're talking about and everything like that. Because these are the scientists and everybody that's explaining the dangers of it. But you can see, it's like a AA battery is not going to do this. A typical battery is not going to do this. And even if you have a fully certified battery, if you hit that enough times or damage it, it could still do this. So how you charge it and where you charge it is also just as important in the educational part of this. So, but we could reduce the risk of bad products out there by prohibiting it, and then it gives us also all the authority. As we took in a bunch of bikes and scooters, this says we're going to take in the bikes and scooters, and the business owner will be responsible for footing the bill to dispose of the bad batteries. So, we pretty much got everything as comprehensive as can be into this ordinance. So, if there's any questions, just let me know.
I really want to thank you for always looking for
Your effort.
opportunity to help the community to be safer in using your expertise and looking out there for our residents.
No, it's our job.
And I think educating the public is extremely important. I know, I understand that we're already doing inspections and investigations with the stores. Are you going to continue doing inspections and making sure that they are not selling these?
Absolutely. And one store owner, they were caught selling them once again, and they were criminally charged.
Okay.
So, and then in the ordinance, it says I think these businesses get inspected at least once a quarter, but, we'll be there very frequently.
Okay.
There's only
These are
3 of them
like
that
all
sold.
the scooters and the electric bikes.
Scooters
right?
and
Those
electric
go-
bikes, electric mopeds, hoverboards.
Now, if you see them happen to be in the street, do you stop them to check what kind of battery they have, and then?
We're not
let
at
them
that
know
stage
you're not-
yet. I think my biggest focus is before the school year's over, now that it's warmer out, is getting educational
'cause
material to the Board of
everybody's
Ed.
gonna be out with them
So, yeah, so
now that the weather's.
I will
getting
say
nicer.
probably after this week, the state law enforcement will have done what they need to do, and then probably next week, there'll be notices out there, hey, if you have these brands, scooters and bikes, the public notices are coming out very soon. And then we could share that, put it onto a flyer, get that to the schools, and then we could actually go to the schools, look at the racks, because I think there's like hundreds of them at the middle schools or the high schools. And if we see one that's one of those name brands, it's like we might have to wait till the school lets out, but we'll put like a sticker, like a red sticker around it, like, you need to immediately stop using it. And then that's where we also have to have the answers, like, all right, what do I do with it now?
Right.
you know, and how do we dispose of it? So there's another plan that has to be developed, you know, after that.
Schools are great as well, but I think we should also include like maybe businesses like warehouses and other like factories, because also adults use these,
Right.
you know, these devices, and, you know, they don't use cars and they use the e-bike. I've seen adults using them to go to and from work. So I think it's also important to say, go to the factory, the area factories and warehouses, and also educate them as well.
Yeah, it's in, like New York City, they've had in excess of thousands of fires involving these devices. Then they've had, I don't know if there's 40 or 50 or 60 people have lost their lives. And there was a video of an e-scooter fire on a subway car. And it's like the last place I would want to be is in an enclosed environment with that, and everyone's just standing looking at the scooter. And that smoke from a lithium-ion battery fire is even more toxic than a regular fire. So there,
And
it's
it's
like,
not
they
easy
should be
to
closing that and going into the next car, but, you know, people just react differently, and sometimes they're used to stuff that's crazy like that. But, you know, it's just, the more educational stuff we can get out, and I'm sure a lot of the news outlets will be involved in getting this message out, as well as, you know, statewide. So I'm working with Assemblywoman Lopez. They do have a bill. The bill probably has to get adjusted to be a lot more strict, to say NRTL certified devices, because that's where you actually have the teeth, because anybody could come up with a document saying, oh, it's tested to this, but if it doesn't have that where you can cross-reference it, and same thing, if a UL test report will say, hey, you tested this one product. However, a UL or a NRTL certification means, yes, you tested this product, but they'll go to the factory periodically, they'll do periodic tests to make sure that all the products you sold, number 1, 100, 1,000, 10,000, are still built and tested to the same standard. So NRTL certification is much more than just, hey, we took one scooter to do one test, because that's just one thing. It's, a certification's an ongoing process. So that adds that requirement that everything has to be certified.
And I think because of the incident that happened here in Perth Amboy, together with the police department, you guys were informing and educating the business, local business about what they should look for and should they sell or not.
Yep, exactly.
And I think that's one of the things, because sometimes the residents might not even have a clue of what they're getting. And they just want a battery, and that's all they care for. But if the business are educated, I think that will make a big difference, and also for them to comply with the ordinance.
Exactly. And also on April 28th, for the fire service, we're leading a Division of Fire Safety class at Middlesex College. So we have almost 400 fire officials and fire investigators signed up to go to a seminar that we actually put together that will have some of the scooters that we confiscated on display. We'll have the fake test records. We'll have the fake stickers. So it's like I'm finding some other towns are dealing with, you know, 4 fires like this a month, which I'm glad we're not. But, you know, they're just handling the hazard versus preventing the hazard. So we took it a different route. As like I said, fire prevention is the best part of the fire department, preventing the fire from ever happening.
Yeah, and we
So,
thank you.
No problem.
Thank you, appreciate it.
I just want to say, I agree that education as phase 1 is crucial. Thank you so much for coming to the schools for fire safety. Maybe we can add this in addition to the fire trucks for Fire Safety Prevention Month for the fall. And thank you so much for working on this with everyone who was involved. Appreciate it.
Like I said, it'll be city councils, or your city council ordinance that's shared
Leading.
statewide. So it's like, you know, we're actually doing something about the problem, which is the best thing you can do, so.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Number 5, an ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy, County of Middlesex, New Jersey, amending Section 430 in zoning and land development adopted September 21st, 1993. Ordinance number 68-93, and as amended to provide for additional definitions and conditional uses, and also amending Chapter 137, alcoholic beverages, adopted September 6, 1950, as amended to provide for additional related regulations.
Can you elaborate, please, on the additional conditional uses?
Yes, I believe that the Director of OECD, Tashi Vasquez, is here, but I can start initially. Just saying it's really allowing these venues to come in to the city, but not within 250 feet of a school or playground. And it's a minimum capacity with these venues of have at least 30 people or more within them. And you also won't be able to sell packaged goods within those, within these venues. But Tashi.
Can she
Yeah, I could.
Yes,
You can do it as
elaborate.
well.
We know, but just for the public, like the venues, the, like,
Good evening, Council. So this ordinance is addressing limited breweries. You have different types of breweries, those that only have the creation and sales of beer, and then those that have.
Is that on? Because
No, I mean, this is all you're getting, but I could be louder, no
No,
problem.
no, 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 no. that-
No, usually you
it
could
sounded
hear the
off.
mic
Yes.
It
over the
sounds like it
speaker.
was off. Go ahead.
Okay, so it's the sale and of beer and the creation of it. We are looking at other municipalities and what they're doing, and just trying to diversify what we have here in Perth Amboy. Many of our residents leave to Asbury Park or Woodbridge or Red Bank to partake in safe and different types of entertainment or consumption even. So we're looking to, revisit a lot of our ordinances. Recently, you passed and amended the tattoo ordinance. Similarly, we're looking to do this. We are, again, it's limited to 250 feet from a church or school. However, they could request letters of support from those institutions if indeed they want to open in those areas that are 250 feet from a church or school. The other thing to note is that we zoned it in specific zones. So we're going to be amending R25, R60 to include certain streets, Smith Street, Market Street, those in our commercial, mostly in our commercial districts. It's important to note that we're not trying to do this in somebody's backyard per se, or where it's mostly residential or mostly kids with playground, next to a playground or a swing set, right? We gave it some careful consideration, and different departments were involved. We had obviously the Perth Amboy Police Department, the office, a code enforcement office, buildings department, the clerk's office that deals with our ABC licensing, and of course legal, all involved in this process.
Thank you.
Any other
Anybody else
questions?
has a
Thank
question?
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Number 6, an ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank, NJSA 48, column 4-45.14. Resolutions, R-159-425, authorizing emergency temporary appropriation to extend the calendar year 2025 temporary budget in the amount of $331,932.
Council President, I'm sorry. I just have a quick question on this. Under parking utility, that's under the police department, correct? So, and then there's a separate one for the police department. Why is there
Right,
two
so-
separate?
And that's a salient question, ma'am. So what she's referring to is in our temporary budget, we have separate appropriation line items. And there's one for the police department, and like she was saying, administratively, the parking utility would fall under them. But as we know, that's a self-liquidating utility, and so that means the revenue comes in, it's a revenue that's appropriated for the personnel or the cars. So you have the marina, that's a utility, you have the parking utility, and you have this water and sewer utility. So those three entities within the municipal government are separate because they're self-funding or self-liquidating. So that's why they're separately appropriated here, and just so everyone's on the same sheet of music, that's what they're explaining it to.
Okay, so it doesn't necessarily have to go under the police department, it has,
Right,
it's separate.
administratively, but they're separate,
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No,
Okay.
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. R-160-425, authorizing a refund of online tax payment made to incorrect block and lot to Can in the amount of $2,188.08. R-161-425, amending Resolution R-448-1124, authorizing an interlock service contract with the County of Middlesex for Health Department services commencing January 1st, 2025, and terminating December 31st, 2025, in the amount not to exceed $274,436.06.
Can you review the amendments, please, Mr. Green?
Right, so this right here, it's already passed, that's why we're amending it, but it was just appropriating the proper funding source for that. So Unfortunately, I'll take full responsibility for that. It was wrong funding code there, so now we're putting it to the proper funding source. That's what this, ma'am.
It's just the name.
Yes, ma'am.
R 162-425, rectifying the memorandum of agreement by and between the City of Perth Amboy and PBA Local 13, and approving a collective negotiation agreement for the period January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2028. R 163-425, authorizing a refund in the amount of $100 to Matthew Burgos, a tenant, for the return of his key deposit for 2 keys in the Perth Amboy Harborside Marina. R 164-425, granting Buckeye Perth Amboy Terminal LLC's application for refund of certain sewer charges from June 2024 through July 2024 pursuant to Section 365-38 of the City Code of Ordinance. R 165-425, authorizing settlement of workers' compensation litigation entitled Gregory Perez versus City of Perth Amboy, CP number 2024-13349, in the total amount of $25,560. R 166-425, authorizing contribution of $25,000 from the City of Perth Amboy to the Perth Amboy Business Improvement Corporation, Inc. for Rosengarten Park improvements. R 167-425, directing the Planning Board to investigate whether the property commonly known on the city tax maps as Block 392.05, lots 1 through 14 and 21 through 24, Block 392.06, lots 5 through 14, 40, 41, 42.01, and 42.02, and Block 392.07, lots 5 through 8, commonly known as 684-696 Pfeiffer Boulevard, 776-7098 Harn Street, 773 Elk Street, 710 Pfeiffer Boulevard, 778 Robbins Street, and 724-728 Pfeiffer Boulevard should be designated as an area in need of redevelopment pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law, NJSA 48, column 12A-1. R 168-425, designating the property commonly known on the city tax maps, Block 23.01, Lot 1, Woodbridge, and soon to be designated as Block 93, Lot 2, adjacent to city-owned property at 599 Fayette Street as an area in need of redevelopment pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law, NJSA 48, column 12A-1.
Council President, if I may, it's what will be the former block designation is 23.05, not 23.01. So
It's not one.
that
it's
correction
five.
will be made. It's being made now, and it'll be in the final version of the resolution.
Okay, thank you. R 169-425, designating the property commonly known on the city tax map, Block 89, lots 1.01, 1.02, 1.03, 2.02, former Lot 2, 3, 3.014, and 4.01, AKA 501, 505, 507, 509, and 513 Smith Street on the corner of Smith Street and Herbert Street as an area in need of redevelopment pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law, NJSA 48, column 12A-1. R 178-425, authorizing change order number 1 to the contract with A3 Contracting LLC for contracting services at 512 Compton Avenue related to the home improvement program in the amount of $980. R-171-425, enabling the execution of an agreement with the State of New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection Green Acres Program. R-172-425, authorizing an agreement with 174 Smith Street LLC for the use of property known as 174 Smith Street for a Perth Amboy mural project. R-173-425, authorizing a contract for management services to Local Initiative Support Corporation for the establishment and management of Perth Amboy Urban Enterprise Zone Forgivable Loan Program in an amount not to exceed $500,000. R-174-425, authorizing a contract with East Coast Emergency Lighting, Inc. for the installation of emergency lighting and fitting for 3 approved vehicles under New Jersey State Contract Number 17, Fleet-00761, in the amount not to exceed $67,718.69. R-175-425, authorizing the proper city officials to apply for the 2025 Click It or Ticket Mobilization Grant. R-176-425, accepting the bid and awarding a contract for installation of fiber optic cables and network switches for the public safety system to JCT Solution in the amount not to exceed $224,406.47.
Council President, can I have the police chief to just elaborate exactly what this is for, so that way the public would understand? It's just that the backup, it only broke down the account funding, and I just wanted to know exactly what this was for.
Hi, good evening, everyone. This is actually an IT project. It's going to be part of public safety, but it's also part of a larger project, which is to connect all city buildings and so forth via fiber and create a fiber network throughout the city, as well as in the city parks and everything else. We've talked about it many, many times here. So this is the second portion of that.
What is our, what is our timeline progress?
The fiber optic cables and so forth, that was awarded by a couple months back or whatever that was. We just had an update meeting last week on that. Again, IT could probably give you a little bit better idea exactly where that is, but it is still on track to be completed by the end of this year.
Okay.
And we hope that by getting this on board, if it goes forward, that we'll be able to integrate this part of it, because this is the second piece of it, the wireless piece, to be able to get to some areas where we can't necessarily get a wire to. This is what this is going to do.
And this is for the buildings, the parks, or whatever that they have?
Correct, yes, and other locations throughout there for some other equipment. But where you, like, let's say Smith Street, okay, that doesn't have, that's all underground wiring, so you can't get a fiber wire to it. So this would be a fiber by air fiber is basically what it is. So that connectivity without a wire.
Okay,
That's what this portion of is for the wireless program.
all right. That's it.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
R-177-425, authorizing submission of an application to the New Jersey Department of Law and Public Safety, NJLPS, Summer Expansion Programming Grants Program, fiscal year '25, in the amount of $25,000. R-178-425, authorizing submission of an application to the U.S. Tennis Association, USTA 2025 Growing Tennis Together Grant in the amount of $5,000. R-179-425, authorizing submission of an application to National Recreation and Parks Association, NRPA, out of school OST Youth Mentoring Program in the amount of $45,000. R-180-425, accepting an award from the State of New Jersey Department of Community Affairs for the 2025 Recreation Opportunities for Individuals with Disabilities Grant in the amount of $20,000. R-181-425, authorizing a contract with Suburban Consulting Engineering, Inc. for licensed site remediation professional services related to the Willow Pond Veterans Memorial Youth League Complex in the amount not to exceed $89,600. R-182-425, authorizing acceptance of a grant from the County of Middlesex in the amount of $23,404 for the Perth Amboy Municipal Alliance Grant Agreement for the fiscal grant cycle October 2020 through June 2026, which will begin on July 1st, 2025, and end on June 30th, 2026, and authorizing a revised grant agreement with the county with a city financial match of $5,851 and rescinding R-104-2025. R-183-425, authorizing change order number 1 of the contract with DEWCON Inc. for cleaning and TV inspection of the Rani Well Transmission Main Project in the amount not to exceed the sum of $148,410. R-184-425, amending R-493-923 and R-522-1023, authorizing a nonprofit assistance grant to Perth Amboy Houses of Worship. Mr. Green, can you just talk about it, because this is just changing it?
Yes, it's, I heard someone say something. Yes, Council President, like you're saying, it's a simple change, so they amended it to Vida Church, and it was from Inglesia Manantial, I should know, Inglesia Manantial de Vida Incorporated. So it's the nomenclature, there was a change that was required, and that's what this resolution addresses.
Just a name change. R-185-425, authorizing submission of a grant application to the New Jersey Historic Trust in the amount of $750,000 for improvements to the Perth Amboy Public Library. R-186-425, authorizing refund of handicap parking application fee in the amount of $100 to Roberto Hernandez for denial by the Police Department. R-187-425, authorizing a refund of duplicate payment of handicap application fee in the amount of $100 for Jose del Villar. R-188-425, appointing the following to the Art Council, Lisa Natton, a large member, 3 years, expiration 12/31/2027. Gregory Bender, at large member, 3 years, 12/31/2027. Haiti Burke, at large member, 2 years, 12/31/2026. Angel Reyes, at large member, 2 years, 12/31/2026. Leslie Luna, alternate 1, 2 years, 12/31/2026. Janelle Rivera, alternate number 2, 2 years, 12/31/2026. Julissa Mojica, Recreation Department Representative for 1 year, 12/31/2025. And Stacy Peralta, Council Member, 2 years, 12/31/2026.
Quick question, just
Say 1 year?
Huh?
Shouldn't that say 1 year?
any updates? I know I saw your, any
I'm
updates
sorry,
with?
I'm sorry.
Oh, what was
She
your
has a
question?
question.
It's okay, I'm sorry, I apologize. Shouldn't that say 1 year?
Is the city council member for a year or 2 years?
I thought it was 2. You think it's
For
1?
2 years? No, 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 she has.
No, I was questioning because it expires 2026, so that's 1 year.
That's 2 years, all of 25, all of 26.
Oh,
Yes.
2021. No, if I
And
thought
it
that if
expired.
it's a council member that's on the board, it's usually done every year.
I don't think I will double check it, but I believe the Arts Council is for the 2 years, but I'll double check it.
Okay.
And if that's right, I'll change the resolution.
Okay.
Okay, so,
I just had a question with
okay, go ahead.
other boards. So thank you for this. Just what about the Public Safety Advisory or any other any like updates for application?
Well, when I spoke to Vicky,
Yeah.
we wanted to bring it one at a time. So this time it was the art council because I know they didn't have any, all the members, mainly, most of them were expiring.
Got it.
Were expired, so we wanted to fill that in.
And then do the other ones that
And then
are
the other one, we had interviewed, but there was a conflict of the time that,
Like
that they were
response time.
supposed, yeah. So.
We just had the appointments to the Public Safety Board. That was the 2 police officers that the chief recommended. I don't think
Yes,
there's
that
any other
one.
expirations on that one.
Yeah, I think there was the minor, the
Oh,
young
okay.
person, because the 2 interviewees that we had were past the age.
Oh,
of
okay,
Yes.
that
right, that's
We
particular,
just had to revisit that board.
So we have to kind of
Okay.
maybe advertise it again and
Oh, we
kind
could
of
do that,
promote that.
sure.
And just to
All right.
answer the question, the council appointee to the Arts Council is 2 years,
2 years?
according to the city
Okay.
code. Yep.
Is it just the Arts Council, or is it?
I'm just looking at the Arts Council right
Okay.
now.
Okay, we have a late starter here. Is number 189, correct?
Yes.
And this is a resolution of the City of Perth Amboy, Middlesex County, New Jersey, consenting to the appointment of, we don't have the name yet, well, as a business administrator, as everybody knows, Mr. Green is retiring soon, very soon. So, that'll
Council
be
President,
180.
if I may, perhaps after it's we're gonna discuss this in closed session. When we come back, and if you have a name, we could
We can
insert
add
the
it to
name
it.
and then add it to the agenda at that point before you
Okay.
close out
so
the caucus,
don't
yeah.
add it there.
Yeah, I
Maybe.
wouldn't, yeah.
Okay. All right, so we'll leave it for that. We have some communication, I hope you look into it. Then closed session resolution, R-158-425, authorizing a closed session at the April 16, 2025 council meeting to discuss the following: workers' compensation litigation, Gregory Perez versus the City of Perth Amboy CP number 2022-13349, and number 2, contract negotiation, and I would like to add personnel. Is that,
correct.
okay? So I need a motion.
Second.
All in favor? Or we have to go?
Councilwoman Cruz?
Yes.
On the okay. Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Public portion, 5 minutes maximum per speaker. I need a motion to open to the public.
Move.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Against? It's open to the public.
Ken Bauer, 358 Brook Avenue. Last meeting, I asked for the cost of the crossing guards at the high school. How much it is in a day or how much a week, plus the traffic and everything else like that. Mr. Green was supposed to give me an answer now. And then I asked the attorney here, how much the cost of bonding? So we had to figure it out. So the 18 million, how much the cost of the bonding? So I'd like those 2 answers before I leave. All right. Now you're talking about the churches getting money, I believe, under the American Rescue Act.
Yes, that's good.
Everybody that you gave money to, have they fulfilled their audits that they should have after the first year? Is all that paperwork in for every audit under the American Rescue Plan? And did you spend the $1 million that you had the last time I asked for it? Is that money still available? Just give my time at the end because you do it to me all the time. All right? That's the thing. All right. Now, the budget's not out yet. We're almost into May. You got one more meeting for the budget. I've been doing some research on the budget, and this is in the budget law. It's 48, 410, or 49, 48. The budget shall be read at a public meeting in full, or may be read by its title. At least 1 week prior to the date of the hearing, and at the hearing, a complete copy of the approved budget should be available. Shall be made available for public inspection and shall be made available to each person upon request. So I'm requesting one now. Okay? I'm sure the newspaper back here would like a copy of it too, and maybe other people in the audience. So this is not run through, so people can at least look at it. That. Now, these people in the audience, you want to get rid of their houses. Now, this man over here, and I'm sorry, I don't know his name, but I've dealt with him for 30 to 40 years since that business was legal. This guy has saved more poor people in this town money and fixed their tires and did for the people in this town. That's what you gotta look at. You wanna get rid of everything, you say you're for the poor, but the rich are the ones that benefits from all this. Here's a guy that if you spent money and fix that place up, it'd be a fantastic place. He helps people every day that he's there. Now, I don't know any other people with these businesses or the houses, but that's what they need to help instead of taking their houses away. We're doing that with Kushner over there, and everybody hates Donald Trump. But Kushner, oh my God, he's the best in the world just because the Democratic Party loves him. You guys, the way you vote like Republicans. You don't vote like Democrats because you hurt the poor. It's exactly what you do. You hurt the poor. The poor gets beat. Oligarch firm over there who makes almost $250,000. The Democratic Party's law firm, which is making probably over $1 million in the county. So you vote like Republicans, not like Democrats. Because Democrats help the poor. You're not helping the poor. This guy's got a beautiful business here for years. For years. Some of those houses maybe need some repairs and everything, but that's what you got that money for. That cost of living money. That we hired that big law firm for. That bill loan firm to help people. Is any one of those helped on Smith Street or that area? Is any one of that grant money go to those people, or are you just going to run them out of town? That's the problem here. If you knew redevelopment, you want to fix the area, where did that grant money go? It went to all your friends, because I know what Joe Voss did with the money, and all you got to do is look it up, where all that money went back in the day of Joe Voss. And there's some people still working. They got a lot of money and grant money. So what are you going to do here to help the poor? You have a company over there for Kushner, and you want to get rid of them, and all those people work in town or live in town. So what are you doing for the poor? Did you go over there and try to help them? This is what we need to do. We're going to help your business. And did anybody do that? So that's the question here. You vote like Republicans. I thought you're Democrats. You declared yourself Democrats to run an election so you can get voted without doing anything to get an own party line. So you declared yourself Democrat. We used to be nonpartisan. We're not anymore. So start voting like Democrats and help the poor in this town. I'd like the answer to my 2 questions. I got 4 seconds left.
$17,600.
17,000. There you go. There you go. So above what he was getting, he gets 17,000 more. Now, what about the other one?
The crossing guards, I'll make sure you get tonight. You'll have it tonight. But
Have a great day and a better tomorrow. But vote like Democrats, not like Republicans.
I got worse what you got.
Come on in.
We're all on board. Go ahead.
Madam Council President, members of the council, my name is Joseph Garather. I represent Louis Romero. He's the owner of the Quick Tire and Auto Service Center that the gentleman was just talking about. And I'm here to ask all members of the council to vote no on Resolution R-169-4 that the council president read. Council member Haley Cruz was at the planning board meeting on March 6th, and she voted no to the designation of these properties as in need of redevelopment. And she gave explanation for her reasons, which were basically, this business has been here for 40 years, it supports the community, it employs members of the community, the house next door houses members of the community, none of it's dilapidated, none of it's detrimental to the health, safety, and welfare of the community, therefore it should not be designated in need of redevelopment. And a simple amendment to the resolution roll can achieve that result today and we don't have to go to Superior Court and challenge this action in lieu of prerogative writs. I just want to take one moment and read to the members of the council what the planning board's report said about Mr. Romero's property. The Lot 3 parcel has auto service bays which do not have sufficient setback from the public right-of-way. It was observed during a March 7th, 2024 site inspection that queuing of parking of cars in front of the tire shop impeded vehicular traffic along Smith Street and blocked the sidewalk. The above described conditions represent a faulty arrangement which is detrimental to the safety, health, morals, and welfare of the community. That's it. That's the entirety of the allegations regarding his property. That cannot equate to a blighted area under the Constitution of New Jersey. We had a planner testify. He rebutted the conclusions of the municipal planner with clear and convincing testimony on behalf of not only Mr. Romero, but Ms. Mirzan, and she'll be speaking shortly. It would be a travesty to make us go to Superior Court to get this designation overturned, because you can stop it right now. It doesn't have to go any further than this. Ms. Cruz can attest to that. She voted no. She voted no, and she was there. She heard all the evidence. She heard the testimony. You've seen the record from the planning board. I'm sure you have, since this is on your agenda for a resolution tonight. And I implore you to do the right thing and vote no on resolution 169-4. Would you like to say something, Louis? This is Mr. Romero. He's
so
my client. I'm gonna
Your time is
cede
up.
my time.
Okay, then,
Thank you.
thank you.
You just start over.
Thank you. I just want to say a couple of words. Like the attorney mentioned, we've been there for over 40 years, serving the community. Never had any incidents, no issue with any kind. Zoning, safety, nothing. I employ 6 individuals. Some live here in the city. They depend on their jobs, as I depend on that business also. I own the property, I own the business. When you make investments, thinking of maybe for your retirement. This is my retirement. I need to hold on to this. And I would ask you, not just for myself, but also the families that I employ, for them also, to vote no, because I don't see any issues. The buildings are solid. The neighbor's house is not, it's very good. It's nothing, she's done some work to the house also. I haven't done a whole lot of work because I'm concerned of what could happen. I don't want to spend $100,000, $200,000 on the property and then lose it all. So, like I said, I agree there's room for improvement, but I don't think that my property is in the way of any growth. I just, maybe I have to bring it up to date. I would be willing to do that, that's not a problem. But definitely would like you to vote no on this. If you have any questions for me, I'm glad to answer them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Buenas tardes.
He needs to
Mi nombre es
translate.
Mario Jakov.
I'm sorry, hold on. Mr. Green, usually when you need a translator, you need to call ahead of time so we can have somebody to kind of help him out. Let's see.
He can go first, and then I'll,
Okay.
you want to go, and I'll just work.
Oh, señor,
Go ahead, Orlando.
okay.
Go ahead. He's gonna get the interpreter. Go ahead.
I'm sleeping.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Orlando Perez, Perth Amboy. Cute little poem. What we're doing today is stealing from the poor and giving it to the rich. That's what we're seeing here. There's been going on for years for all this redevelopment, okay? I'm gonna leave it at that. Now, I'm gonna ask a question nobody wants to answer. First of all, is this city doing okay financially? You guys are financially fit? There's no financial problems? Are you seriously though? I hope you are. I hope you are financially fit. No checks are gonna be bouncing. You're looking at me. The second thing is, okay, a lot of foreclosure. That's a loss of your tax revenues. And the other thing is those tax breaks or whatever. These things you're wheel and deal. I understand that. The Kushner thing, listen, that's, no matter where you go, that's going all over the United States. They're shoving these redevelopments down these towns' throat. You gotta do this. Mind your own business and start making these houses. I think it's 21 cities got hit with this. You gotta do this, you gotta do it. No, we can't afford it to happen in Somerville. They try to fight out, no, build those houses. Somebody's pushing it good, really good. These are very powerful people. Kind of like the Bones men, if you know what I'm talking about. You don't want a fallout here. You don't want to see a fallout. You look at, what are you talking about, a fallout? It's when the city says, hey, state of New Jersey, we got to talk to you. What's the matter? Well, we got a problem here. Like it happened in Camden. Where's the money going? And I said this once before, we don't have it here in New Jersey. Guy's kind of like the inspector general, he does an audit. I told you people, seriously, not to be a wise guy, April is going to be a bad month. The month of April. Look what's going on with the stock market. Look what's going on with these tariffs. Oh, by the way, the tariffs is just a bargaining tool, okay? It's a bargaining tool. And that's going to affect the city when you people have to buy something for the city. They're going to hit you with these tariffs. Oh, that's not under state contract. Guess what? New deal. You better look into that. How's it going to affect the city, those tariffs, when you want to purchase something? It's going to hit you hard. And those people too is going to hit them. For these people out here with the guy, the attorney, I can't speak for them, my opinion, this is going to go to court. They're going to take you to court. I hope they do. This is just my opinion. I hope they file court papers because, I don't know. It can happen. And the other thing, when you're going to get reelected for your reelection, whatever, it's going to affect you if you pass this. If you pass this, when it comes to reelection, they're going to get you. Because you know why? There's an old saying, we don't forgive and we don't forget. Weird but true. It happened in other communities. They pulled the same stunt. When they wanted to get reelected, they told them, remember, we warned you. We don't forgive and we don't forget. Keep that in mind. Be very careful what you're doing now, please. Take your time. I'm trying to tell you something. Go easy with this. It can hurt you. Times are getting tough. Times are getting rough. Can't be playing games. Listen to those people. They're not clapping. They're not celebrating. They're kind of angry. They're very angry. Because the other stunt you pulled. Remember about a month ago? The other one you pulled, they were very angry people. And the people talk to one another. Here's the result. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Good evening, Madam Council President, council members. My name is Donald Pepe. I'm with the law firm Scarinci Hollenbeck. I represent 505 Smith Street LLC. They're the owners of Lot 2.02. I'm here to talk about Resolution R-169-425. I did submit a letter earlier today. I don't know if the council wants to have copies, but it included some additional materials that were not previously of the record before the planning board. Having said that, I don't want to belabor the point too much. I want to point out that in the legislative findings, when they adopted the local redevelopment and housing law, they looked at this law as a means of correcting blight. And their statement was that without this public effort, this type of blight would not likely be corrected or ameliorated by private efforts. In my client's case, that is exactly what she has done. She has saved for a better part of her life, purchased this property, It houses 4 families. She's invested substantially in it, replaced the roof, replaced kitchens, replaced siding. It is actually a very pristine property. Again, the legal criteria that the planning board concluded applied here are really, you know, they are an outcome-driven conclusion in my estimation. This was a report by CME. You know, professional expert reports are my stock and trade as a lawyer. If you get an appraisal, generally they know what the price is before they start writing the report, and then they back into it. And in my opinion, that's exactly what was done here. The problems with my client's property, it's not set back far enough from the adjacent property. There are 0 lot line buildings everywhere throughout this state, particularly in urban areas. There's several feet, 4 feet between the 2 buildings, but because it's not 10 feet, which is what a current zoning requirement would be, they're saying that's a health and safety hazard. They're saying it's a narrow driveway that creates a hazard to traffic. The driveway's not even used. None of the tenants have any cars. There's no traffic reports associated with accidents related to this driveway. It's completely made up. They're saying the property is 100% impervious coverage. Look at their report on page 13. You can see trees all over the lot. It's absolutely not 100% impervious coverage, but they're using that as a condition to determine that this property is blighted. Then they looked at police reports, that there were 5 fire department and 8 police reports to this location since 2019. Now, we don't know if that's out on the street for a traffic stop or the building itself. Some of them were obviously to the building. Respiratory illness, medical conditions, not crime, nothing of that sort. You look at the 7-Eleven and the Dunkin' Donuts, which is part of what I submitted here. I did an Oprah request for police reports to those locations. Thousands and thousands. Not looking to condemn those properties or designate those properties an area in need of redevelopment. And really, let's not forget, this is about condemnation. This is not about, you could adopt an area in need of redevelopment without condemnation. I don't think anybody here would be complaining. And it is within your rights as council to adopt the recommendation of the planning board in whole or in part or modify it. I don't think anybody would complain if there was a redevelopment plan that did not allow for condemnation. Most importantly, it is the conscience of this city. There are 4 families and a number of children that live in my client's building. They've been there, some of them, for better part of a decade. They're going to be gone. They're going to be removed from their home. Maybe they'll find another location in Perth Amboy. Maybe they won't. But 10 years, these are not, you know, business is bad enough, right? You invest your entire life in building a business and the goodwill. People know where you're located. But this is a home to 4 families. I'd ask you to vote no.
Good evening, council members. My name is Honey Mirzone with R169-4/25, and I own 505-507 Smith Street, and I'm here tonight not as a politician, not a lawyer, but as a daughter, a homeowner, a business person, a woman, and someone who still believes in the promise of the American dream. That dream lives in our building, the one my mother and I have spent years pouring our love, labor, and life savings into. We've invested over $150,000 in just upgrades, besides the initial purchase of hundreds and thousands of dollars for our property. We've installed new boilers, a new roof, new siding, brand new fire alarm system that Perth Amboy asked us to do not even a year ago. Improved our drain systems with a newly lined sewer line. Several upgraded kitchens, just to name a few of the items that we've done for our property. Every nail, every dollar, every hour came from us. There were no shortcuts. This building reflects our care, our dignity, and our pride. Please review the packets. There you see that we're a woman-owned business. There you see all of the upgrades and some of the receipts of the items I've said prior. Is the building old? Yes, it's historical. Does it make it worthless? Does it make it condemned? Does it make it not livable when it's passed every single inspection from both Perth Amboy and from the Division of Community Affairs? But now that building, our dream, is at risk of being taken from us, labeled blighted. Let me be clear, our property is not blighted. It is maintained, it is occupied, and it is loved by an apartment one, Sinaida Morel and Pinedo Sabata, with their two children, Marie and Jose. Apartment two, Blanca Mendez and Roman Lopez, and her new grandchild that now lives in that apartment. Apartment three, Jose Gonzalez and Rosa Garcia, with their daughter Lulana. Apartment 3B, Francisco Diaz Batista and his wife Sandra Rivera. We have tenants there that are there for more time than my mother and I own the building. This is over 10 years. Some of them are 15 years, if not longer. This is their home. They do not have a car. They walk to work. They are the citizens of your town. And it is vital, not just to us, but to the families and businesses it supports. The idea that the city can declare our home or business blighted just because it is older or close to the street is not just unjust, but it's heartbreaking to us. To call us blighted because someone was stopped on the street for traffic issues that have no relevance to our home is unheard of, especially when across the street, the 7-Eleven has had over 1,500 calls at the same time you guys are speaking about our 15 that had nothing to do with us. Traffic stops outside of our house by someone who maybe has been speeding. We're on a busy road. The 7-Eleven has had theft, fights, disorderly conduct. Are they blighted? Are they condemned? It's 1,500 calls. How about the Dunkin' Donuts? Only a few hundred calls to the police station from there as well. Is that why they don't allow the patrons in anymore? Are they condemned? Are they closed down? Did they run out of business? We are a safe, well-kept, loving home. Because once you put the label on it, once you say we're blighted, we're condemned. We cannot sell it. We cannot improve it further. We cannot have tenants. And when it's taken, we are given pennies on that dollar. That's not redevelopment. That's displacement. What happens to all of our tenants? What happens to these same tenants who walk to work and don't have cars? And we're not alone. The story now in NewJersey.com, the Star Ledger, Home News Tribune, it is all over social media. It was on 101.5 yesterday, with over 1,200 petition signatures to please vote no to condemning us today. Because this is a story of many Perth Amboy families, families who work hard, play by the rules, invest in their community, and are now afraid. This feels like the government turning its back on its people. We are not against growth. We are not against development, but we are against being erased. True redevelopment lifts people up. It doesn't push them down. This building means everything to us, not just as a financial investment, but as a piece of our family, our future, and our story. We are asking, begging for fairness, for a process that listens to the people who live here, for a path forward that protects those who have already invested in making this community better. Please do not take our future from us. Please don't call what we've built blight. Please let all the families who have lived in the home for over 10 years stay in the homes with their children and grandchildren. Thank you for listening, and please help save us.
This gentleman will address the council with his son, and I spoke to his attorney. He's fine with it.
All right. My name is Mario Jakov. I'm the manager of the Quick Tile Service, Perth Amboy, 509 Smith Street, 21 years. All right. This business depends 7 families. All right. Brindando a la comunidad un servicio de.
This business has been serving the community for more than 40 years.
Un servicio de alta calidad, servicio
Quality
VIP,
service,
incluyendo varias compañías de la ciudad, compañías
including
de taxi.
companies that are in the city. We work with their vehicles and stuff like that too.
Right. En esta larga trayectoria
In this long time that the business has been there,
no hemos tenido ningún accidente a causa de nuestro negocio.
we haven't had any accidents or anything related with the business.
hemos respetado todas las normas de la ciudad.
And we always respect all the rules and law of the city.
Siempre tratando de atender de la mejor manera posible y con educación y buen servicio.
Always trying to bring the best service to our customers with a lot of
A la comunidad.
to the community.
Por la cual trabajamos hace más todo este tiempo.
That we work for all these years.
Y ahora nos encontramos en que al día de mañana ya no sabemos si Cuitaire va a existir.
And now we're in this position that we don't know if in the future we will or we will not be able to work there.
Lo cual me dificulta un poco y me hace pensar que después de tantos años,
In that case, that it makes me,
después de tantos años,
after all these years working in there,
esto vaya a terminar así.
that this will end this way. It's a shame.
En nuestra inquietud,
We are very worried,
están ante ustedes aquí
and you guys have to make the decision.
solicitando una decisión
And we hope that you guys make
tanto nosotros aquí presentes
the right decision,
como el propietario del negocio, Luis Fernando Romero, y
for us and for the owner of the business and the guys that work with me,
de cual dependen todas sus familias
in that
por sus ingresos.
they depend on this job and their families too.
All right. Solicitamos ante ustedes
We ask you
en el momento de tomar una decisión
in this moment, whenever you make the decision, just to think
que nuestra única inquietud es poder seguir trabajando.
that our only worry is to keep on working and provide to our families.
Es a lo que nos dedicamos todos los días para servirle a esta ciudad.
Working in this place and serving the community is what we like to do and what we love to do.
Y entiendo que la ciudad debería proteger a sus trabajadores
And I understand that the city should protect their workers and their
y a un,
residents
y a un comercio, a una empresa con más de 50 años.
and the business that's been in the city providing for the city for more than 40 years.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry, my English is not perfect.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Anyone else?
Mi inglés no es muy bueno y va a necesitar ayuda. Mi inglés no es muy bueno, voy a necesitar ayuda.
Is there anybody?
If you can give me a minute, un momento, and there go. My thing is not, failed.
Anybody else while they get somebody to translate for them?
There's got to be somebody up there who can speak Spanish, right? William Petrick, 790 Harnett Street, Perth Amboy. I'm here to speak, really, there's a few things here, but the first thing I'm going to speak on is Resolution 167. I see you've placed my house in an area in need of redevelopment. Now, we know that these resolutions, from experience, having sat there where you are, is per forma. You vote on this, it goes to the planning board votes on it, sends it back to you, and then off to the races. I'm just going to say something to you. You should go to Andrews Drive and talk to the people over there about what was Al Sabelli's, right? It was just a neighborhood bar, guys that go after work to the bar. And then it decided to turn into a nightclub, and then the people on Andrews Drive and the vicinity there were having problems with people parking, coming back, urinating in their shrubs, throwing bottles on their lawns, fights, nowhere to park for the residents. You're right there. People are going to cross, like they cross Convery Boulevard, they're going to be crossing Pfeiffer Boulevard if all this plan goes through. because this is, of course, associated with the other item on here, number 5 ordinance, right? About the brew pubs, right? I see Pfeiffer's Boulevard is listed as one of the streets where they're going to allow a brew pub. Well, what's over there? There's only the Dyfus building, my parents' former property, which is actually clean residential property. We have a home, brand new home, that was built across the street from my house on a lot that's as old and clean as the property that, you know, we sold to a new developer. And he could build single-family homes there, like the one across the street from my house. I think it's 789. And, you know, they sell. The house was put up in October and sold by December. In any case, you know, you're putting all this property, and I see the 3 residents, my own and the other 2 properties next to me, the other 2 homeowners, you're putting those in redevelopment, as well as the vacant empty land that my parents kept preserved for 60 years. Actually, I was hoping that the city would buy it for part of the park of Willow Pond, because that would be something they do in Woodbridge to preserve property that's clean. It wasn't industrial. So anyway, I'm here to talk on that mainly, and then we're also looking at R164, which is to give money back to Buckeye. Now, when I was up there, there was a house on Crocomolly Street that had a leaky faucet that was leaking outside the house. It was a senior citizen, an old woman. Greg Fahrenbach put her on a payment plan. I think her bill was $300. But for somebody on a fixed income, that's just as much as thousands of dollars for some big industrial corporation. These people shouldn't be let off the hook. They still spent money on water. And if you're going to give people a break, half of the water bill, my water bill, I spend on watering in the greenhouse. None of that water goes down the sewer, so I shouldn't have to be paying sewer tax on that, but I do and have been for almost a century. Not just me, but my parents. So, you know, resolution number 5. Where on Front Street are you going to put a brew pub? It's all residential area, and you know, there is no new area. You already gave Kushner the go-ahead for more residents over there. So why is that there? And Pfeiffer Boulevard, why is Pfeiffer Boulevard there? Other than the plans to build storefronts and apartment buildings above on what should be a quiet residential area. And now you're going to take my neighbors' homes and my own home in a you know, eminent domain procedure after it's declared, you know, in need of redevelopment. Really, amazing. I just think that's really amazing. And congratulations to Mr. Green, wherever he is. Now is your opportunity to hire a resident of Perth Amboy to be the business administrator rather than all these out-of-town people. And I'm sure I'm missing something here, but thank you.
Thank you.
So,
I need,
R167 doesn't authorize eminent domain.
huh?
R167 doesn't authorize eminent domain.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Please, thank you.
Did you hear that? Okay, go ahead, Mr. Popo.
R167, the direction to the planning board to study those properties, that doesn't authorize eminent domain.
That's what I thought, because I read the backup.
This is a legal document that you're.
It's right here. My house number is right here.
It says non-condemnation.
But it's not
But it's under-
condemnation.
Yes.
Well, then it has to be rewritten, and it has to come back to the board here before it can be sent.
Can you elaborate on that, please, since the house is?
Where does it say
I'm
that?
sorry, it's her
It says it
turn.
already in the
It's
resolution.
okay, he's my husband.
It says it,
On the
no,
resolution,
but he
it
had
doesn't
his
matter.
5 minutes. It's your time now.
It's my turn. Stephanie
Okay.
Petrick, 790 Harnett Street. So I'm here to first ask about eminent domain of my home, okay, and the houses next to me, because that shouldn't be. So this has to be rewritten since this is a legal document, and it has to be presented back to the council before it can go on to the redevelopment. And I would like to even address Mr. Puccio. Do you really want to see apartment buildings across from your home? Apartment buildings have too many
You need
people.
to answer that now.
They have garbage dumpsters, which smell, and will smell up your neighborhood. And honestly, I don't think anyone in our neighborhood would really approve that. We want houses. It's a suburban little area of Perth Amboy. You should keep it that way. Keep it beautiful. We already have a traffic problem. The other day, zipping car down the street hit how many cars that were parked in the street? It hit several. You can't make a right-hand turn or a left-hand turn out of our street at certain times of the day because of the amount of traffic, and you want to add an apartment building with how many more people and cars? That's insane. That's insane. You want to look at that from your house? I don't want to see it from my house. And I don't want to smell somebody's garbage dump. Maybe the people downtown want to do that, but that's not where I live. I live in the suburban area of town, and it should remain. It's zoned as single-family homes, and that is what it should be. It should be single-family homes. Look at Gerard Street down on Chamberlain. That could have been anything. And a developer bought it, and he built a beautiful cul-de-sac of single-family homes that sold before they were even finished because it was a beautiful neighborhood. It brought character. It brought value to that whole area. You put up apartment buildings, and even your home will devalue. I don't want my home to devalue. I live here. I put a lot of energy into this town. I work in this town, in every area of this town with the disabled children, going into dirty, filthy apartment buildings. Don't put an apartment building on my corner that's going to be dirty and filthy and filled with too many people. We have a crowd already on our street because we've got Green Village at the bottom, zipping along. There's a stop sign down there. Do they follow it? Never. Never. The people coming out of Dyfus, do they follow it? Occasionally. Do we need more cars on our street? Absolutely not. Single-family homes. If you preserve your city, you'll put single-family homes because that's what makes a town beautiful. That's what makes a town nice. You want a nice town? You have all these apartments going. That's not it. That is not it. You need houses, single-family homes to keep our area preserved. You have to listen. Don't sit there with a straight face. You know what it means. You have to hear what we're saying. Don't just tell me I'm listening to you, because hearing and listening are two very different things. And with the ordinance, I think Bill had referenced it, number 5, with a brewery next to Dyfus, would that really be smart? And a school down the street with Flint School and a park on Barry? I don't think that's a really good location for some sort of an alcoholic business. I drive Convery Boulevard. I see all the students standing outside of Garden State Liquor. I don't think that's a smart move, but somebody here voted for it. People up there voted for it. Dumb move. And you want to put some sort of a brewery on Pfeiffer Boulevard? That's insane. You have kids dealing with Dyfus, kids down the street with the school, kids on our block. Our block actually has a lot of children. My kids may be adults and still live at home, but our neighborhood has children. And I don't think Pfeiffer Boulevard should have a brewery. You have to know what you're doing and know what you're dealing with, and I don't think you do. You need to investigate. And whoever from this council sits with the planning board and redevelopment better speak up and listen and hear what we have to say. Our neighborhood is for single-family homes, not for apartment buildings. You want apartment buildings? Go downtown. It looks like the Bronx. And when you go into those apartment buildings, it feels like the Bronx. That's not what you want. You want it to be better. Listen to what we say. Hear us. Because I get really disgusted when I come to these things. Bill's been on the council for 12 years. I know what happens. I see what happens. And I work in this town, in the houses, in the apartments, carrying bags of toys up 3 flights to work with children in cockroach-infested buildings. And you want to put one on Pfeiffer Boulevard? Absolutely not. Single-family homes where people can live with trees around them, not in a city. Think about it, because don't devalue my property.
Anybody else?
El 13 de marzo yo sometí una aplicación
Ah,
a las 9 de la noche.
Perdón, tiene que decir su nombre
Mi nombre es Sagrario Rosario.
y vive.
Buenas tardes.
¿Y vive?
Aquí, en 74 de Stay. aquí en
70
Perth Amboy.
704 State Street. Okay, go ahead.
Yo sometí la aplicación para el handicap por una condición médica.
You have to
She applied for a handicap zone
put it
for
closer,
a medical,
it's louder.
for a medical reason.
Okay, go ahead.
Yo sometí una aplicación para el handicap para mi casa por una condición médica.
Like I said before, she applied for a handicap zone in front of her home for a medical reason.
La sometí el 13 de marzo como a las 9 de la noche. Al día siguiente me la habían negado.
She says that on the 13th of March, nighttime, she submitted the application. The next day oh my.
It was denied.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I blacked out.
Okay.
Fui a parking, de ahí me mandaron a la policía, hablé con la oficial que se encarga de aprobar o negar.
She went to parking department and spoke to the police in reference to that.
Y me dijeron que porque en mi casa me lo negaron porque en mi casa hay un driveway.
They denied it. That's the word I wanted to say, denied. They denied it because era
Un driveway.
it was a driveway.
Pero
But
es una entrada compartida para 2 patios. Mi vehículo no cabe por ahí, porque yo tengo una van, no cabe.
actually, it's not a driveway. It's a space that is shared by 2 neighbors.
Traté de someter la aplicación, vine aquí, volví a la policía, de la policía me mandaron para acá y el 28 de marzo traje y sometí la aplicación. Aquí tengo las copias.
She bounced around a lot with this, going back and forth, and then she brought the application back on the 28th of March.
Y como no he recibido respuesta, por eso estoy aquí para una reconsideración.
And since she has not received a response, she is here to see if there's any consideration in reference to her.
Tengo los papeles médicos que me dio mi doctora, que ya no se explica por qué me lo están negando si yo lo necesito.
She's got all her documentation from the doctor, and the doctor told that she doesn't know why if she's got all the requirements.
Porque en mi cuadra nunca hay parqueo, siempre me tengo que parquear en la playita allá abajo y tengo que caminar mucho.
She says that on her block there's usually no parking, and she has to park further down, and it's difficult for her.
Aquí traje la copia para dejársela, para que lo verifiquen y tomen una consideración.
She's got the copy here of her documents to leave to you and for you to consider.
Thank you.
She wants to make a suggestion.
Those documents, does that include a letter from the doctor?
Ahí tienen algo la yes.
Okay.
Mr. Green will take it. Mr. Green.
Él va a coger la copia.
Mi nombre es Nazaret Chavarría, vivo en el 74 del State.
His name is Nazaret Chavarria, and he lives in 704 State.
Is it 704 or 74? 74.
704.
74, es 74.
Yo quiero hacer una sugerencia que por lo menos se una un poquito más porque uno va a un departamento, te mandan a otro y de otro vuelve aquí y uno queda en
He
el
wants to make a suggestion.
Look
because-
closer.
He wants to make a suggestion because he seems like it goes from one department to the other, and he wants everything to be together.
para que así uno no esté perdido cuando uno vaya a un sitio, no es aquí, es allí, porque cuando uno va a la policía te mandan aquí y de aquí te mandan otra vez a la policía y aparte.
His suggestion is for the reason that people don't bounce around from one department to the other.
I understand.
Entonces será mi sugerencia, gracias.
That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Yes, we had that, I saw the chief took the permit to review and see exactly what it is. And then we can review it and see exactly what the parking utility has stated. I can't really speak off the cuff. If I can, I'm sure the chief can right now. I'm sure he's got to review the documentation and see what's in the system and where they applied or didn't apply, so we can see exactly what the status is.
And for handicap.
But I will get your
is-
number too.
But for handicap right now is online, and if you cannot do it online, you can go to parking, right? Correct? Parking or the police department. Let me say it in Spanish so they can understand. Ahora mismo las aplicaciones se hacen online y si no la puedes hacer, si tienes problema, puede ir al departamento de la policía o parking. No.
No, para-
Solo es para informarle al público más o menos dónde tienen que ir, para que no tengan que ir a varios lugares. I was just telling her the departments that they have to go for in case that they cannot do it online.
Yes, and in all actuality, in the past, it was clerk's office, then police department, maybe the park was involved. Now the clerk's office has relinquished that, it's all going to the police department. So it's one point of contact now we can go, or parking can also assist either way, but it is one department now. It doesn't really go between other departments like it had in the past. And also understand that you passed the ordinance, so you're aware, there's multiple things in there, but the public may not be aware. There's multiple things in the ordinance, so just because you medically are eligible for it and fit the medical portion, there's other pieces of it. There's the amount of parking spots on a particular street, there's the driveway issue, so there's other things besides that that would also preclude you. So even though medically you may meet it, there may be other things that are in the city ordinance. So I understand the doctor would not understand that, because the doctor, you may be disabled, absolutely. The doctor does not know what else is in our city ordinance. So that's why they may be saying it, and I don't doubt that that may be the case, but there are other reasons why it could be denied, and why it would be denied based on the ordinance.
Chief, I know in this particular case, because these people were in my office too, they're being told, I don't know by whom, that if they're denied, they can appeal to the council, go to the clerk's office. So they are being shuffled around. So I know that for a fact. With this couple, I remember them. So,
I think that is one thing we do have to, because we have the other part down as far as what's going in a permit and so forth. I think we just need to streamline the process as to how, if there were to be an appeal, how that would be done, how that would be handled. Would it be a letter to the business administrator, a letter to the clerk's office for appeal to the council? What would that avenue be? That's not something that's clear in the ordinance.
that's not, right?
And I think it's something that would be very good to put in place, and we'll implement that however we think is the best way to get that word through, absolutely.
Madam President?
Yes.
For clarity, I'm not sure if maybe in the audience there's people that did not understand what he expressed in English. Can you summarize that in Spanish?
Okay, bueno,
Madam President, can I just make a suggestion before you do that? Can we close the public portion if nobody else is going to come up here?
okay, probably, we're just trying to answer their question. So, para las personas que no entienden inglés, el proceso de un handicap va al parking utility, o sea, la utilidad de parking, de parqueo, y la policía. Si vamos a hacer arreglos más o menos para cuando una persona quiera presentarse ante el concilio para ver cómo puede hacer esa parte. También algo que el jefe de la policía mencionó es que que no solo es basado en la parte médica, también hay parte en la ordenanza de la ciudad que implica otro proceso de que no solo la parte médica es la única parte que ellos miran. También hay otras cosas en la... Pero él va a mirar a su caso y va a darnos una información acerca de eso. Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Get close to the mic, state your name and address, please.
My name is Valerie. I am here on behalf of R-169-4, 505-507 Smith Street. Before I start reading what I wrote, I just like sitting here listening to everybody speak. You guys are in a very tough position, but I beg you to think if it was your family members, your friends, even your neighbors, you were in this position and your homes were being threatened to be taken away. When you're voting, please, please put yourself in that position, and I really hope your heart votes, not so much your mind or political views. Like I said, my name is Valerie. I'm here not as a real estate expert or an investor. I'm here as a friend who's had a front row seat to the blood, sweat, and tears that have gone into this building. I'm literally like reading this in tears because I can't even believe that I have to stand here before you guys begging you to make the right choice. I've watched Ms. Mirzone run to that property in the rain, in the cold, on weekends, at night. Whenever a tenant needed something, a leak, a light, a repair, a concern, she was there. Not just as a landlord, but as a woman who took pride in building something meaningful. She didn't just collect rent, she cared, she improved, she uplifted. Every upgrade in that building has her fingerprint on it. Every happy tenant is there because she made sure it was livable, safe, and dignified. And I can't tell you how many times I've heard her say, I just want to make it better, I just want it to work for everyone. And now this building that she's poured her heart into is being threatened, not because it's broken, not because it's blighted, but because someone else sees more value in concrete and loading docks than in families and homes. As women, we already fight to be taken seriously. We fight for a seat at the table. I'm sure you women know this. We fight for ownership, for the chance to build something that lasts. Honey did that. She invested in the city when no one else would. She didn't just believe in her dream, she believed in Perth Amboy. And she would keep building here. She would keep improving your town if you let her. So I ask you, don't take this from her. Let her keep building, let her keep giving, let her keep proving that women who own property can manage and love. And for this future of Perth Amboy, let it not be erased. Raise her up and don't tear her down. Please.
Anyone else?
Vince Macchio, 215 Sheraton Street. I live nearby the resolution 169. I've definitely heard bulldozers, and I'm aware of the area that presently containing a lot of drums that I suppose formerly it was asbestos producing plants in that area. And I think that's my own belief is there should be, what is the city or what is the environmental people doing to remediate the actual site where warehouses are supposed to go? I think you should vote no on eliminating a service which has been very needed on Smith Street, which is the tire facility, as well as residents, which right now in this history, residents are facing rent problems. So to provide an alternative to just find another place is very difficult, and you're dislocating those people. So I think you should vote no. And again, I've used that service. I don't drive presently, but it is a very busy service that they provide. You have people coming before you that represent taxis and towing businesses. Well, that business is just as important, I think, to this city as it is. My last question is, on resolution 164, the Buckeye, what actual amount is Buckeye asking for in, as far as a refund? Do you have that, Mr. Green?
The way the ordinance is written, it would be, for the disputed period would be, it would be basically the average between the month before and the month after the disputed period to come up with.
Because I know there's an attorney that was present. They're very careful, and I know that you've approved specifically for Buckeye specific legislation to provide. They need a lot of water down there, I believe. Or they put programs before the U.S. Government, planning board, whatever, to provide new types of fuel which use a lot of water. So how much water refund do they need for that property?
So the usage was 130 in May 2024 and 131 in August of 2024. It was elevated in June and July. I don't have the specific numbers.
It was over 100K. Louis, do you remember offhand the amount that the Buckeyes disputing?
Is it 12K?
Approximately 130,000. They're saying that they shouldn't be liable for. And of course, you know, the city's position that if water, once it goes through that meter, you're still responsible for it, whether you're a corporation, whether you're residential.
I'd like to make you aware, as I've testified or appeared before the council on numerous occasions, they use a hell of a lot of water in the city. So if they're asking for something, it might seem like a large amount, but it is not. They're a large business. So thank you for listening. Good luck, and I hope you vote no on that, on removing tenants as well as a needed business.
Thank you. Anyone else? She needs an interpreter. Espera un momentito. You can go first. Come on. You can speak. While they get somebody for her.
Hello, my name is Daniel, 601 Cornell Street. I'm going to start off by playing a video from council meeting on February 12th.
It's not that simple. Excuse me. Let It's not that simple. You own a property. I cannot force you to say, give it to me. Sell it to me. No, we cannot. So, excuse me.
So that is Councilwoman Morales' voice there. She is saying that the council cannot take any property. And clearly today, from the testimony of the constituents of Perth Amboy, that is exactly what you want to do. It is very disheartening to see that that is what you're going to do to residents and members of this community who have been here for decades, who have run a business, who are running multiple business, and tenants live here as well. I am a resident, a lifelong resident of Perth Amboy. My parents own a home, and I cannot imagine if that happened to me. And imagine if this happened to your family as well. You are all probably homeowners, and I think it's just ridiculous that you want to take someone's property and you want to find ways and loopholes to do that, and you know you're gonna get sued, and I hope you do. But before that happens, I hope you vote no, because this is wrong and this is terrible. Perth Amboy residents elected you because you represent the interests of Perth Amboy residents, not corporations, not the 1% class, and we do not need any more warehouses. Perth Amboy already has a lot of trucks. We already have a lot of air pollution, and it is wrong to increase that. And the cost of this is going to be displacing people who have been paying their tax dollars for years. It's disgusting, and it needs to stop. I hope you vote no today, and you never do anything like this ever again to displace Perth Amboy residents. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Good evening, council members. My name is Alex. I'm speaking to you regarding application R169.
What's your address, please?
45 McCormick Avenue. Oh, 505-507 Smith Street, Perth Amboy. I've seen what it took for Honey to get to this point. She wasn't handed anything and built herself and her family from the ground up. After her divorce, she didn't fall apart. She rose up. She rebuilt her life, not just for herself, but for her children. She showed them what resilience looks like, what grit, vision, and persistence truly mean. This building we're talking about wasn't gifted to Honey and her mother. They earned every square foot through hard work, sacrifice, and unwavering determination. It became so much more than real estate. It became her second chance, a symbol of hope, a powerful example to her children and to this community that you can start over and succeed. And now this symbol is under threat. Let's be clear, this isn't a building. Voting to erase it would erase what it represents, a woman's right to rise, to rebuild, to thrive. We hear a lot about supporting women entrepreneurs and women-owned businesses, minorities, about empowering people who overcome adversity. Well, here's a woman who did everything right. She invested in her future, contributed to her community, and led by example. She took a building and made it a home for the residents of Perth Amboy. No one spoke about the children that live in these apartments. These children and their families will be displaced. Some might find a place nearby, but others might have to move out of town. They will have to make new friends, start new schools, and live their lives will be flipped upside down. Now, are we really going to tell Honey and every person watching that doing the right thing doesn't matter? That you can pass all the inspections, you can follow all the laws and regulations, you can do everything right, but just because somebody has more money, you can be pushed aside and you can do nothing about it. She's hired legal professionals, she's done everything she had to do, but still, voting a simple vote can change that. This is not just about land use, it's about values, it's about the kind of town we want to be and the kind of people we want to be. So I ask you, vote no on this motion, stand with Honey, stand for fairness, stand for second chances, protect what she's built, a home for families and children, and send a message to every person in town, we see you and we support you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Rihanna Mirzone. I'm 17 years old, and I'm the daughter and granddaughter of the owners of 505 to 507 Smith Street, R169, 425. I watched my mom and grandmother buy this building almost 10 years ago. My mom was a single mother to me and my brother. It wasn't just a business decision, it was a sacrifice. It was her way of giving me and my brother a better life. Every repair, every late night, every moment of doubt, she pushed through it because she believed in building something of her own, something she could pass down to us, something that mattered. I've been going with my mom to this building for years, and I've seen what it means to the families who live there. This building isn't just 4 units. It's 4 families, it's 4 lives, it's 4 stories. People live here who walk to work, walk to the store, walk their kids to school because they don't have the privileges a lot of us do. Not everyone has a car, not everyone has choices. This building gives them a chance to live close to work and live with dignity. It gives them stability, and that means everything to the people who live there. When you tear it down, you're not helping improve this town. You're erasing years of history. You're destroying a home. And what you are replacing it with, a warehouse, that doesn't help this neighborhood, that doesn't help these families. It only pollutes the air and pushes out the people who need this housing the most. I watched my mom give her all to this building. She's gone out at late at night. She's made sure things get fixed. She worked hard to make it better, not just for us, but for the tenants who depend on her. So how is it fair to take it all away? Just because a big investor with bigger wallets showed up. This isn't progress, this is displacement. Displacement of working families, of community, of women like my mom who work to build something with purpose. Please don't take this away. Don't trade families and memories for concrete and steel. These aren't just buildings, they are homes filled with love, laughter, and history. Protect these people, protect these lives, protect these stories, protect the soul of Perth Amboy. The city is supposed to be a place where people matter more than profit. Please let it stay that way.
Anyone else? You have somebody for her? Okay. Bájele.
Pero él te va a hablar.
No YouTube?
Sí, también, ok. Mi nombre es Mariceli Pacheco. Vivo en 786 de Robin Street, vecino de ellos. Ellos son mis vecinos, lo que ellos están vendiendo. Entonces era para...
She lives at 786 Robin Street, and Mr. Patrick is their landlord, and they're selling the property. And whatever.
Y yo no estoy de acuerdo en que hagan un building ahí,
She does not agree that they build a building there.
porque como ella dijo, es un área residencial. Yo tengo ahí 23 años, desde el 2004.
Okay. Like they said, that's a residential area that she's been living over there for 23 years.
Entonces, es un área muy tranquila, gracias a Dios. Y las calles son pequeñas, Harner Street es pequeña, Robin Street es pequeña.
She's saying that the streets are small. It's a very quiet neighborhood, and she likes it there.
Entonces, imagínense, hay una escuela ahí, la Flynn School, ahí si hacen un building de familia, se va a llenar eso ahí, no va a poder uno sobrevivir tranquilo. Yo quisiera que consideraran eso.
Between the school and the building is gonna get packed over there, and she's asking for you to reconsider that.
Porque no es fácil vivir tantos años ahí, entonces yo pienso que eso también va a valorizar la casa.
She's saying that that's gonna lower the value of the properties there if that happens.
Eso es todo. Espero que me consideren mi información. Mi amiga vino, pero se tuvo que ir, tenía una cita.
That's it. Her friend came, but she had to leave, and she had another appointment.
Si hay que volver otra vez, yo vuelvo. Gracias.
If she has to come back, she will.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Mr. Perez. Mr. Perez. Louis. Where does she live? Okay. I know which house it is.
Anybody else? Seeing none, I need a motion. Oh, I see a hand up. It could be anything.
My name is Scott F. Sedlizak. I'm the president of St. Peter's Church in New Brunswick, the St. Vincent Paul side. We're tied in with St. Peter's in New York and the Vatican stuff, of course. And anyway, I'm not representing,
I need,
I'm sorry.
Can you lift it a little bit? State your name and
Scott
address.
F. Sedlacek. I'm the retired president of St. Peter's Church in New Brunswick, the Conference of the St. Vincent de Paul Society out of the Diocese of Metuchen over here. Bishop James runs the place. And I'm not representing any of that stuff, but I'm at 933 State Street because I made an agreement 7 years ago to stay there for 7 years, and that's up next year. Anyway, make a long story short, last time I was here, there wasn't that many people in the place. And I don't like public speaking, to be honest with you. But I mentioned that you're short 32 police officers. 135 or 235 police officers in town. You have 135?
135, yes.
Yeah, 135. Okay, I said 32 because the way they figured out is that 135 minus 7 is the brass, the chief and everybody, and 128, and divide by 2. That's 64 and 64, of course, and that's a company. And they divide that by 4, which is 16, and 16, 16, 16. That's a platoon, each one. Then what they do, they divide that by 4, and that's a squad. But in police lingo, they use usually patrols. So you have 4 patrols of 4, 16, back and platoon, all that stuff to companies. Right now, you got 2 full companies. I said 32. I figured that was two platoons of 4 patrols, and the patrols be anything. In the military, they call them what do they call them over there? Fire teams. Okay, like the Marine Corps call them fire teams, but that's different. A team leader, but they have like things like automatic machine gun guys and grenade guys, and just regular sharpshooters and stuff. But anyway, for police, you need 32 more at least. And actually, you need a full 200. That'll give you a full company. And what happens is, somebody talked about evacuations. I don't like talking publicly. And somebody talked about evacuations one day. There's no way to evacuate this city, period. I can guarantee, I bet anything on it. I bet all your houses that is there a major emergency, like they take out the bridge or something like that over there? You can't evacuate, it'd be a mess. And then, that's basically about it. You need a lot more police officers in town. Thank you.
Thank you.
And also, I was trying to get a statue built for Thomas Monday Peterson. I figured everyone sitting and facing out at the park over there. God bless you. Everybody wanted
Bless
his
you.
park over there. That's it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Seeing none, I need a motion to close
Move.
public portion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Okay, right now, we will go to closed session. I need a motion to go to closed session.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? And after closed session, we'll come back and start the council meeting. Thank you.
Oh, my goodness.
What is it? Is it the phone? Does my keyboard go away?
My phones?
Yeah, sometimes the phone interferes with the microphone. Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I need a motion to come back from from closed session. To resume the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Against? Okay, I need a motion to adjourn the caucus meeting.
Move.
Second.
I'm sorry. No.
Would you have to put that resolution in?
Oh, you wanted to add it on a,
Oh, we want to add it before we go? Or can we add it in
Put
the?
it on at the voting session.
okay, all
Okay.
right.
Okay, so we had a motion and a second?
Yes.
We did?
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Against? Okay, okay, so we go to the council meeting. Okay. It's mine, it's mine. Why, all of a sudden?
Thank you.
Sounds better.
You too.
Don't worry. We'll put that in the budget.
Can we just give her yours?
Do you want to swap? Do you want to switch?
Which
You
mic?
want to switch?
Is your sounding? All of them are.
Maybe just shut yours off and share it and take Rose's.
Doesn't matter. The same thing, all of them. All of them sound.
Yeah, but
Oh, this is better.
yours is the only one sounding like that.
So when you need to speak, we'll share.
We're sharing.
All right, sorry for the interruption. This is the council meeting for April 16, 2025. Presiding officer of the council, Milady Tejeda, wishes to advise the audience that the notice of this meeting has been filed with the Home News Tribune, the Star Ledger, and posted on the bulletin board in the city clerk's office and in the city's website, indicating that today's meeting is being held in the council chambers, City Hall, 260 High Street, right after the caucus and the closed session. Right now is 10:35. Council President Tejeda, as a courtesy of the governing body, I will ask all individuals present, including members of the audience, to please turn off all cell phones and electronic devices. Should you need to make a telephone call, please go out into the hallway and speak in a low voice so as not to disturb the ongoing meeting. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Present.
Councilwoman Morales?
Present.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Present.
Councilman Puccio?
Present.
Council President Tejeda?
Present. Let's stand for the invocation and the pledge of allegiance. Dear Lord, please watch over this governing body to make the decisions that are best for our city and our residents. And also, I want to pray for those that are defending our freedom abroad and also in our nation. Please protect all our children, all our residents, and also protect those who are in charge of taking care of those youth. And with that, I say amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, and the caucus, we had the presentation. Ordinance, public hearing, 5 minutes maximum per speakers per ordinance. Number 1, an ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy, County of Middlesex, amending and supplementing Chapter 4, Administration of Government, Article 12, Department of Human Services, Ordinance Number 1522-2010, as amended August 11, 2020, of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy to set forth regulation for the Department of Human Services employees, volunteers, and contract personnel to operate vehicles owned by the city. I need a motion to open to the public.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Against? Anyone wants to speak on this? Seeing none, I need a motion to close public hearing.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? I need a motion to adopt.
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Number 2, an ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy, County of Middlesex, New Jersey, to amend an ordinance entitled Vehicles and Traffic, Ordinance Number 194-78, as amended, adopted September 19, 1978, also known as Chapter 414 of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy. This is about stop intersection. I need a motion to open to the public.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Seeing none, I need a motion to close public hearing.
Move it. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? I need a motion to adopt.
Move.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Number 3, an ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy to amend an ordinance entitled, an ordinance designating restricted parking spaces for use by handicapped persons. Ordinance number 380-85 and amendments adopted July 2nd, 1985, also known as Chapter 255A of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy, and this is about additions. I need a motion.
Move.
Second.
Oh, this is, wait, sorry.
To open
Opening.
public hearing.
Open to the public. I need a motion to open to the public.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Seeing none, I need a motion to close public hearing.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? I need a motion to adopt.
Move.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Number 4, bond ordinance amending Section 3D of Bond Ordinance Number 1953-2020 and Section 3B of Bond Ordinance Number 2004-2021 of the City of Perth Amboy in the County of Middlesex, New Jersey, in order to amend the project descriptions. I need a motion to open to the public.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? It's open to the public. Seeing none, I need a motion to close public hearing.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? I need a motion to adopt.
Move.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Agenda, public comment. Citizens may address the council on any matter on the agenda which does not have its own scheduled public hearing. Citizens shall be permitted to speak once for a maximum of 5 minutes. I need a motion to open to the public.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? It's open to the public on agenda item only. Seeing none, I need a motion to close public portion.
Move it.
Oh. Well,
Wants to call?
oh, you didn't get up. Are you sleeping?
They are. Look at, they're all so quiet. They don't even understand what this is about. William Patrick, 790 Harnett Street. So I'm going to talk first again on that, that ordinance about brew pubs. And I think that First Street, or Front rather, sorry, Front Street, you know, where? Just maybe that piece of property across from the barge, which I think is way too small, because where are they going to put their dumpsters? That, nowhere. It's on a hill. It's not going to work, but that doesn't mean you can't do it. And then, of course, Pfeiffer Boulevard. When are you going to put this next to the Child Protective Services? You're going to have a brew pub next there? That's great. And right down the street from Flynn School. Of course, that's why they're only saying 200 feet away from a school, right? And then, of course, we have the higher purpose church there and a bunch of cemeteries. And your house is across the street, along with a lot of other residential properties. Inappropriate area. Doesn't mean you won't do it. Just means that it's inappropriate. And then I'll talk on R169. I go for get my tires fixed over there. You know, it's an essential service of Perth Amboy. And as we all know, that piece of property, that front piece by Celotex between Herbert Smith and Convery has been cut out of the project and given over to the redevelopment agency, not like the plan originally was under Tate Goss, where they were going to develop it. They're giving it over to the redevelopment agency to farm it out for some other developer to pick up. When Tate Goss was here with Viridian, I questioned him sitting there, and he said, that won't impact the project. These people can stay if they want to stay. I'm not chasing them out. Tashi is a different person. Anyway, R164, what are we doing here? Oh yeah, that's the giveaway tax dollars to Buckeye Partner, right? $130,000, I think they could handle it. When we had a $300 bill from a poor senior citizen on a fixed income, we put him on a payment plan. We didn't forgive it. I tried to get it forgiven, but I didn't get 5 people up there or 4 people to vote to give her a break. No, because the city needed the money. And so now we must be, you know, fat rich now. We're going to write off $130,000 because their side of the meter broke. This woman, who was a senior, she had a spigot on the outside of the house that was leaking, and that's where her $300 bill came from. And as I told you before, if you're giving that to him, I guess maybe I got to look at my old water bills and see if I can claw back some money from you, because I water the greenhouses with water. That doesn't go in the city sewer system. That goes into the ground, just like these guys. And then, of course, our 167, you know, the taking of my house. Bill, hello? What were you saying about that ordinance? Is that a substantial change? One, R167, where they're saying 176 through 179, including 790 Harnett Street? That was all area in need of redevelopment?
Yeah.
Yeah, that includes my house,
What's your house?
790. So,
776 to 798.
yeah, so that encompasses that.
Yes.
So these residential properties are in need of redevelopment? I just spent $25,000 putting a new roof on my house. Really?
The planning board's going to study whether they are.
Listen, I sat on the planning board. We know that bullshit, don't we? I mean, we'll lay it
Excuse
right
me.
out. We got the same.
You know what?
You probably shouldn't have.
We
Mr.
got
Patrick.
the same engineering company for the city, for the planning board, for the zoning board, don't we?
I hope the planning board takes it more seriously than you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you should be ashamed
I
of
will
yourselves. But
ask
I
you-
understand you're threatened by
excuse me,
so I
excuse me,
get it.
Mr.
That's
Patrick.
fine.
I will ask you, if
yeah.
you're going to speak to us, you're gonna do it.
Don't use up my time. Don't use up my time.
Well, then be
Okay.
respectful, or you might lose time.
And congratulations on your move. Good luck. But I do think this is an opportunity to hire somebody local, a Perth Amboy person, for the job of managing the city. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Thank you. Have a great evening.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Yes. Stephanie Alphonse, Patrick, 790 Harnett Street.
Microphone.
Get close to the mic, please,
Stephanie
and bring it
Almonte
down,
Patrick.
bring it down for you.
Stephanie Almonte Patrick, 790 Harnett Street. During the caucus meeting, the lawyer looked at his
You gotta speak to the microphone.
when my husband we had asked if this ordinance 167-4 included 790, 794, and 798 Harnett Street, and you said no, and now you said yes.
I said it didn't include condemnation.
Right.
That was my no. I
That's
didn't
what you
say
said.
anything about those properties. I said that
You said
the
it
resolution
didn't
did not
include
include
those
condemnation.
houses. You
It
said
didn't
doesn't
include
include the house.
condemnation. I was
So-
answering a different question, apparently.
Well, then you should have been paying attention to what you were listening to, because you're not hearing.
I was
You're
directing
listening,
my
but you're
answer to
not
the
hearing.
council president who asked me a
So now I would like
question.
to ask, does it really include our home? We weren't told about that.
The statute requires that the council direct the planning board to undertake a study. If the planning board when they have the hearing on that study, you will get a notice in the mail for the planning board hearing.
So the person that purchased all the other property, except for ours, because it wasn't for sale, are they purchasing our property?
There's no condemnation acquisition authorized by this resolution or any further action.
That you'd be smart and you leave the people who are living on the street in those homes, in their homes.
There's no
They-
condemnation
they
authorized by
wanna
the
stay in their
resolution.
homes. They should be allowed to stay in their homes. You shouldn't just take people's property.
There's no
This is
taking.
not
You wouldn't
taking.
want your property taken. You wouldn't want it sold either when you don't want it. The other thing is, we understand that the city wouldn't mind if more apartments went up. We don't need more apartments. That's zoned residential. It's zoned for houses. It should stay as houses. It's a neighborhood. It's the nicer side of town. Leave it that way. Don't put apartments. That'll junk it up. It'll devalue the whole area. We already have Green Village down the road on the other end of Harnett Street. Hundreds and hundreds of apartments. We don't need some at the beginning of the street. We need houses. It's a neighborhood. There's plenty of children that live on our street. Don't raise your eyes. I realize you're bored. I'm sorry.
I'm looking at the
clock, yeah,
monitor.
I'm tired too. I got up 5:30 to go to work.
I'm sorry, but
But
stop,
I would like
stop
you to really
saying what I'm doing.
I would
Concentrate on what you have to say.
I would like you to hear that we would like our neighborhood to stay with houses. And when you send this off to redevelopment, be sure whichever one of you is sitting on that board, because I know that there is one of you on that board, to say, you know, it's a neighborhood, there's houses, put houses. Keep it as a nice neighborhood. Keep it what it should be. I understand Patrick's Flowers has been there forever, and I understand that that may still be stores or businesses, but don't put apartments above them. Because no one in that area wants that. They're all very aware of what you're thinking of doing. And it's not right. You wouldn't want it next to your house. You wouldn't want it across the street from your house. Mr. Puccio probably wouldn't want it to devalue his house, because that's what he's gonna stare at in the morning. Think about it. Be smart about what you do. This is your town. Be proud. Don't jump it up. You already jumped up the rest of the lower end of the city, letting Kushner come in and put more apartments and more apartments and more apartments. They don't necessarily bring the right kind of clientele. You want to make the city better? Improve it. Put houses. Gerard Court, houses, turned out to be beautiful. Could have been anything. It was blank land for a really long time. And it turned out to be a neighborhood. Continue to create neighborhoods for children.
I'm sorry, before you start, I just expect that everyone who comes to this mic respect the city council members and everybody else here, so we can continue. Thank you.
Very quick and short. I know what
Pick it up a little bit.
I know what happens today sets a precedent, and I know we just spent a few minutes together to pray, and I hope to God and I pray to God that you guys please, understand where we're coming from, and please, I pray that you've made the right decision for us, for both myself and Louis. So I thank you guys for that. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Like a soap opera, as your stomach turns. Good evening, Orlando Perth Amboy. Here's one, little controversial, R164425, granted Buckeye Perth Amboy Terminal, application refunds sewer charges. Look, Buckeye did some good things for Perth Amboy, okay? But this here, it's gonna be a little controversial for some people because of what's going on. They're taking money from the poor and giving it to the rich. Okay, here's $1 billion corporation. By the way, it's a partnership, because I used to do work for Buckeye. And it's a big corporation. The petroleum industry has the upper hand. I'm not kidding you. They have the upper hand. They get what they want. This is no joke. They run the system. The petroleum industry, they got you right there. Don't tell me no. The second thing is, with this, you hear it from the people, it was a redevelopment thing. I want to tell you something, please be careful with this. Be careful with some of these resolutions here. I hope you had a good meeting there, a very important meeting, besides cooking a turkey in there. This is not the time to be playing games with people now. You can't be doing this. I know you got a responsibility. I know you got to please a certain amount of people. That's normal. It's normal on that side of the table. Little favor here, little favor there. I understand that. But sometimes that favors could get you in trouble. It can hurt you. Not physically, but like, I made a big mistake. I should have never done this. In the future, it's going to come to you. Take your time with some of these resolutions. You can't, this is not the time to be playing games. These are not, whatever, they're people, they're human beings. The problem is here that the top doesn't want to listen to the bottom. That's why you're having these problems. The people at the tippy top, they turn a blind eye. Look what's going on in this country. Look what's happening now. All this stuff that's going on now. You got people killing themselves because they were getting indicted. Just so strange, your plane falls down. It's a spooky month. April, I warned you. Look what's happening. I'm just asking you as a person that lived there for 65 years, be careful. The tempers are flaring back here. Look what happened in Pennsylvania. I don't want to bring it up. Guy went crazy over there. You know what he did. I'm not gonna bring it up. There's a reason for that. I hope it never happens here, but it happened over there. But there was a reason. We don't want to go into that. Just asking you. Think before you vote. Please. That's all I'm asking. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Patrick's actual house isn't included in this.
Good evening, council. Again, on the agenda is emergency appropriation, includes the rent leveling board. I'd like to express that the board should be supported as fully as possible and to every extent that the council feels is needed in Perth Amboy. I feel as we approach some very difficult times ahead,
He's going by the street address.
that one alternative for any resident, former councilman, was constant on this rising rents, not being, understanding that people are in a working class category in Perth Amboy, New Jersey. They can only afford certain things. There are landlords that come before us that are conscientious. Some are called mom and pops, and some are just not in that category, that are just looking to go to a bank and to raise the rents as much as possible. So as you considered the appropriations, you should also respect that Olive Street and the staff is in need of support as much as you can possibly give them. And this is not contrary to the fact that I have presented to you the resolution or the documents that the city, our fellow city of New Brunswick, New Jersey, has a more progressive ordinance that you should consider. They actually have ways to support the board in some better way in terms of allowing for adjustment fees and market fees that come before those. That's $55 for an adjustment and $110 for a market fee. So as you're considering why we spent, and I'll tell you this tonight, our average meetings have gone well below 2 hours. You were in that meeting for well over an hour and a half, considering important issues, I'm sure. But Sharon Huberman dedicated some valuable hours to the city of Perth Amboy. She should be thanked personally for doing that. And I reject the fact that any meetings were done beyond the time limits or beyond the allowable expenditures of the city of Perth Amboy, because the rent issue has been put to the side for many years. So the fact that meetings lasted sometimes in the area of 2.5 or 3 hours shouldn't be foreign, because the city did not deal with that for many years. And I would just ask you, as we move forward, as best as possible, I will be a board member, but please support as much as you possibly can that board. But you have to consider the difficult times we have ahead in terms of medical expenditures, the fact that people could be moved out of Medicare, the fact that people are dealing with their banking issues, having to do repairs to their homes, and that the possibility to join with a community such as New Brunswick, and if our challenge to the actual ordinance is needed to progress in the courts of New Jersey, at least you have a fellow community to side with your same issue that you have. 70%, as far as I know, are renters in Perth Amboy. I understand people need to have homes and would like to have single-family homes, but we have to deal with the reality. Please support the rent board, and I appreciate you accepting my comments.
Thank you. Anybody else? Seeing none, I need a motion to close public portion.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Again? Okay, we continue. Report. Jill A. Goldie, CFO Controller, submitted the following reports. Check register report for the month of February 2025 in the total amount of $20,740,382.82. Also, the investment report for the month of March 2025. Ordinance, no reading, no public discussion. First reading. Number one, an ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy to amend an ordinance entitled an ordinance designating restricted parking spaces for use of handicapped persons. Ordinance number 380-85 and amendments adopted July 2nd, 1985, also known as Chapter 255 Sikh of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy, and this is about addition. I need a motion.
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Number two, an ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled Filming, Ordinance Number 1701-2013, adopted October 23rd, 2013, also known as Chapter 217 of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy. I need a motion.
Move.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Number three, an ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy, County of Middlesex, New Jersey, to amend an ordinance entitled Ordinance Fixing and Establishing a Schedule of Salaries and Salary Ranges and Increments for Officers and Employees of the City of Perth Amboy, Ordinance Number 218-79, as amended, adopted July 3rd, 1979. And this is for the PBA Local 13, from January 1st, 2025 to January 1st, 2028. I need a motion.
Move it.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
I'm going to have to abstain as a retired police officer from that local.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Number four, an ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy, County of Middlesex, New Jersey, authorizing an ordinance entitled E-Mobility Devices and Lithium-Ion Batteries. I need a motion.
Move.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Number five, an ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy, County of Middlesex, New Jersey, amending Section 430 zoning and land development, adopted September 21st, 1993. Amending add ordinance, is that the way it's, or is that a typo? An ordinance number 68-93, and as amended to provide for additional definitions and conditional uses, and also amending Chapter 137, alcoholic beverages, adopted September 6, 1950, as amended to provide for additional related regulations. I need a motion.
Move it.
Second.
Madam President, I was going to move to table this ordinance to further study or to look at the streets that they're naming in the ordinance. So I would like to make, I can't do nothing now. You made a motion.
I would.
You just have to vote. Oh, hold on. Mr. Opal.
We have a
there's
motion, do we have a second?
Yeah,
We have a motion and a second, so
there was no vote taken yet.
the vote. There's a motion and a second, unless there's, you have to vote.
So it's in a vote
Okay.
then.
But Being that this is the first reading, could that be table it on the second reading if you do? If that's how you feel, or does it have to?
Procedurally, if that's what you want to do, yeah.
Or vote no.
I mean, yeah, I mean, there's a motion, a second, so that's
take
on the
a roll
vote.
call.
I think you should take a roll call, and if the intention is to table it, then vote it down, and then it'll come back
Okay.
if and when you discuss it further.
Okay, go ahead.
So there was a first and second, so now I would,
Second to put it, to continue with it. The motion was made for voting. Okay, go ahead.
I'll take the, did you want to say something?
oh no, I was going to let her know.
Councilwoman Cruz,
I vote no with the intention of tabling it.
Councilwoman Morales,
I will vote no to table it.
But that wasn't the motion. That wasn't the motion. The
No, that's
motion
my
was
rationale.
continue.
But you can vote no, just say no.
yeah,
No with the rationale of tabling it.
Okay, so what is your vote? The same.
No.
No, okay.
Councilwoman Peralta,
No?
Councilman Puccio,
No.
Council President
Well,
Tejeda.
I guess I go no for the whole thing.
All right. So,
So is defeated.
Okay.
so then my suggestion would be is for us to look at this in depth, because they're naming streets. I mean, you know, we see the streets, but we need to look at the streets
Okay,
and see how they fit.
all right, that's
Okay.
fair. Number 6, ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank NJSA 48, column 4-45.14. Need a motion?
Move.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz,
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales,
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta,
Yes.
Councilman Puccio,
Yes.
Council President Tejeda.
Yes. Resolution, okay. Before you look at the resolution, I need we're going to table
Yeah.
number R-164.
Right, R-164.
Do we need to do a motion for the table?
Please do, just to be
Yes.
safe.
Okay. I need a motion for tabling 164.
Motion to move.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz,
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales,
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta,
Yes.
Councilman Puccio,
Yes.
Council President Tejeda.
Yes. Okay, look over the whole resolutions and let me know what you need to pull.
167.
Oh, we need to, let's add 189?
Do we need to add that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
that
I
would-
need a motion to add resolution, that will be resolution number 189, resolution of the City of Perth Amboy, Middlesex County, New Jersey, consenting to the appointment of Talib Aquil as business administrator. I need a motion to add it to the.
Move it.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz,
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales,
Yes, and welcome, Mr. Talib.
Councilwoman Peralta,
We haven't voted.
Yes.
Councilman Puccio,
Yes.
Council President Tejeda.
Yes. Okay,
Now
so
we need a
look
motion.
over
You
it.
want- you included in the consent,
It's
right?
included in the agenda. Okay, so now look over whatever you want to pull.
167.
167,
And 169?
169, okay. What else?
For pulling 169?
To do it separate.
Oh.
And 188. I'm sorry, let me ask, Mr. Opal. On 188, Stacy Peralta is part of it.
So I
She
would
abstaining, or she, I think she can vote
abstain,
because
yeah, she can abstain. if
she can
you're
abstain. So
uncomfortable
let's
with it.
pull that one out. That's the 188. Anything else? No. Okay. So the consent agenda is R-159 through R163, R165 through R166, R168, R170 through R187. And then we can do Mr. Talibul by 189 separate. Okay, so that's the consent agenda. I need a motion.
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. R167, 425, directing the planning board
Council
to
President.
investigate whether the property commonly known on the city tax map as Block 392.05, lots 1 through 14, and 21 through 24, Block 392.06, lots 5 through 14, 40, 41, 42.01, and 42.02, and Block 392.07, lots 5 through 8, commonly known as 684 through 696 Pfeiffer Boulevard, 776 through 798 Harnett Street, 773 Elk Street, 710 Pfeiffer Boulevard, 778 Robin Street, and 724 through 728 Pfeiffer Boulevard should be designated as an area in need of redevelopment pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law, NJSA 40A, column 12A-1. I need a motion.
Council President, before you do, the one correction in the title, 776 Harnett Street, it should stop there. The blocks and lots are all correct.
Okay, so it's only 776
Yes.
Harnett Street,
Yes,
so.
and that was just for your informational purposes. The blocks and lots, as I stated, are all the correct blocks and lots to be
But
studied.
that was just, okay. So with that amendment, I need a motion.
Move it.
Second? I need a second.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz?
No.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
No.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. R169, 425, designating the property commonly known on the city tax map, Block 89, lots 1.01, 1.02, 1.03, 2.02, former Lot 2, 3, 3.01, 4, and 4.01, AKA 501, 505, 507, 509, and 513 Smith Street, on the corner of Smith Street and Herbert Street as an area in need of redevelopment pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law, NJSA 40A, column 12A-1. I need a motion.
Move it.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz?
No.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. R188, 425, appointing the following to the Art Council. Lisa Nanton, a large member, 3 years, expiration 12/31/2027. Gregory Bender, a large member, 3 years, 12/31/2027. Haiti Burke, a large member, 2 years, 12/31/2026. Angel Reyes, large member, 2 years, 12/31/2026. Leslie Luna, alternate 1, 2 years, 12/31/2026. Janelle Rivera, alternate number 2, 2 years, 12/31/2026. Julissa Mujica, Recreation Department Representative, 1 year, 12/31/2025. Stacy Peralta, Council Member, 2 years, 12/31/2026. I need a motion.
Yeah, I move it.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
I'm going to be abstaining.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Resolution number 189, resolution of the City of Perth Amboy, Middlesex County, New Jersey, consenting to the appointment of Talib Aquil as Business Administrator. I need a motion.
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Congratulations and welcome. Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes, and we welcome Mr. Aquil to our team. Thank you.
Congratulations.
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 Okay, public portion, 5 minutes maximum per speaker.
Okay.
I need a
Move.
motion to open to the public.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Against? Anybody coming to the phone, to the microphone? Anybody?
How you doing? My name's Scott F. Sedlazak. Can you hear me? You didn't hear me or whatever, but I just want to talk about, what I was speaking about was if martial law is declared, you're all gone. It's going to be military people over here. You have a colonel over there, lieutenant colonel. You have a tribunal over here. That's where they work it. You have no opinion. They don't care about you. The only chance you got is sitting over there, the chief. I'm serious. They'll put him on there and put him from his top guys. I'm not just saying this. The only reason I'm even up here is that, to be honest with you, is I have nothing better to do, and I've been here for a while. I mean, looking around what's going on here, you have one of the best police departments I've ever seen. We've involved in all this stuff for a lot of years, and just observing, you're short at least 40 police officers right now. You have 135. You need 175 to be up to standard. You should have 200 in just case martial law. I'm serious. Martial law is declared. It's insane. You have no rights. The habeas corpus is suspended. Due process law is suspended. And the civil government suspended over here. You're not paying attention to these things. This is a vulnerable a piece of property right over here. And it depends if we have any enemy attacks. And they do get through, you know what I mean? Like for 9/11 and stuff, they'll bring a couple of aircraft carriers like the JFK and the George Washington block it off, and all they're doing is pulling out their submarines out of the Naval Weapons Station over there. So I was over there, and then when that happened. But anyway, make a long story short, you're short a lot of police officers. When I'm speaking about the grids and stuff like that, you need 3 companies. 64, you already got 2. You need another one to bring it up to 100. Plus the 768, I believe. And then you need an officer shop that 8 brass over there. And if it's 25, you take the auxiliaries, you gotta get weapons trained over there. As far as the law works in Jersey, I don't know. But again, so that's basically how that works. And the other thing is, I was looking at this, ordinance number 28279, and I looked how much your police officers make. You're way below, you gotta pay these guys a lot more than keep them, being honest with you. I'm not making a joke or nothing like that. I'm surprised I'm being poached out of here. They speak English and Spanish, and they're good, they're quiet, you don't make problems. And it's just the way it works, basically. And it's just something different. You got a good police force, you take care of it. And one more thing, as far as the police officer was shot 3 times over a roller last summer. I think it was in July. And maybe you can give him like a lifetime membership at the YMCA for him and his family over there, so he can spend time with his friends and maybe not be destroyed by PTSD and other things, which are miserable. And then on State Street, down underneath the overpass, on the other side, on the north side of the Atticus Crossing, there's a sinkhole over there. There must have been 7 houses, right at the overpass. It must have got 7 houses, and every house has a ladder. A lot of the sewer drain goes out to the street. There's a sinkhole there. It's even marking the sidewalk. The ladder, you probably got 7 more sinking over there. So look into that. Those piers of the bridge will collapse in a second. It's real simple as that. And then, I'm not making a joke here again. Why isn't there a bagel place in town over there? I'm not being honest with you. You make money off bagel place, you bring people in. And then finally, what you're talking about, I don't really get it. There's an asbestos, 40 acres of asbestos over here, which is just sitting. You have an asbestos Superfund site over here, and you want to move people over here? I don't understand it. You're not going to move that asbestos thing over here. It's going to cost you beyond any money you can imagine. $50 million, $100 million. That's, you better look into that before you touch 1 barrel in there. I'm serious. I've seen these things go bad real fast. And that's basically it. Thanks a lot. Have a nice night.
Thank you.
Good evening, or is it midnight now?
evening.
Good evening.
Iris Rodriguez, 335 Fayette Street, Perth Amboy. I just want to say to Mr. Green, thank you for your service. I've been here a lot of it through many, many meetings with you. And I want to thank you for staying with us and for being diligent and doing your job as hard as it would probably is. And I also want to tell the council again, I always mention it, I do not like when people come up here and just try to rattle your nerves, try to rattle you. And I'm glad that you stay quiet and you deal with it, because I guess that's part of the job. And I want to I know it's been a rough night, and I guess you're doing what you think is best. And I want to thank you. And I want to welcome the new BA, even though I really didn't get his name. My hearing aid's not that good, so I didn't get his name. But thank you very much
Mr. Aquil.
and welcome to our town. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Seeing none?
So anyway, William Petrick, 790 Harnett Street. Thank you, I was going to say Mr. Northgrave, but thank you, Mr. Opal. And thank you, Mr. Green. And have a great rest of your vacation for the rest of your life, whatever you plan on doing. Much success. Welcome to the new BA. And thank you for your votes. Appreciate that. I hope you consider everything. And all that area up by Pfeiffer Boulevard and Harnage Street and Elk Street and Robin Street, it's already zoned. It's all zoned R50, R60, single-family homes. It'll keep a neighborhood as opposed to sending it off to redevelopment for God knows what. We know high-density housing. That's what's done here, because we just don't have an imagination of, you all live in single-family homes, I think. And so you wouldn't want to be in an apartment. So why do you think other people, Lisa Natton's come up here and said, our community's out of balance. We have too many apartments, not enough single-family homes. And of course, developers want to build what they can make the most money on, and they don't sell it, they keep it because it's reoccurring revenue. We have to kind of fight against that and do what's best to create neighborhoods. You like your neighborhood, you like your single-family house, right? Otherwise, you'd be living in one of Eddie's apartments. Who knows? Or maybe Mr. Kushner's. So consider creating neighborhoods as opposed to creating apartment complexes. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Anyway, you do what you had to do. That's the way it goes. Okay? It's just something we have to all get used to. And these developers are always going to get what they're going to get, no matter what. You're not the only town that's going to have this situation. A lot of towns are facing this with this development. It's the upper hand is always going to get it. It's a new thing. It's a easy money game now with redevelopment, making these apartments, all this stuff. That is the new game now. It's easy money. It's very lucrative on redevelopment over the past, I can say about 30 years now. All the things started way back in the late 90s, and it started here with Amboy here. They seen the money trail. It's just a whole new game. You just grab it, you jump into it. And you can't get out of it. Once they start showing the money figures, how much you're going to make, how much involved, the favoritism, the whole game, it's too easy to say no. That's what happened here. Because you know why? Because the housing market kept going up, 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 up. Skies are the limits. Look at the housing, what it costs now. Even after the housing crash. It's gonna crash again. The housing market's gonna crash again. I guarantee it. I said it before and I'll say it again. It's gonna happen again. And it's gonna change things around again. Make it clear to you, Wall Street has their fingers in this. They got the upper hand. The people who work in Wall Street. The market could crash and they'll get to $250,000 bonuses. You lose, they win, no matter what. That's how it works. That's what happened. Nobody never bothered to sit down and think about this. It's just the way it is. You're always gonna, cater to them. Yeah, you're gonna cater to them. Because it's very lucrative. And if you vote no, whatever, like I said, they run the smear campaign. They're gonna use their dark money. But when you go for re-election, yeah, she said no, she's no good. Or they're no good. Smear them. They've done it before. Either you're with them or you're not with them. That's how it works. Oh, you don't want to work with us? Fine. That's where it comes in. That's how it works. Either you're part of the game or the regime or you're not. They don't care. They don't care about what you do because they have the upper hand. Like I said, I've seen a lot of good people, a lot of good politicians wind up, oh, that's what you get for not playing ball with us. You're out of the picture. You look at him, you said, he's just trying to see. No, I'm not playing head games. I'm telling you what it is. And I've seen too many good people get involved in this. They know what's coming, and then what happens? Look at these people now. This is no joke. They're hanging themselves. They're getting indicted. The can of worms is now being opened. Massive investigations are going to start coming out. You don't have to believe me. Keep your eye on the U.S. Department of Justice web page, their press release. Go through it. Start looking for the indictments, what they got involved in. It's up to you. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Seeing none, I need a motion to close the public portion.
Move.
All in.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Against? Council comments?
I'll keep it short. I know it's such a long night, so thank you all for being here. If you celebrate Easter, if you celebrate Resurrection Day with your family, I wish you a blessed one, and may the students read, enjoy, but most importantly, relax for their spring break, and the school staff members as well. And hopefully you can join at the Easter Egg Hunt on Saturday, as the city always does amazing jobs. Keep a lookout on the city website. Have a good night, and be blessed, and happy Resurrection Day.
Councilwoman Morales?
Thank you for everyone that was here tonight and participating. I just wanted to say a little comment and clarify about one of the comments that the gentleman that was up here, what was his name, Daniel, and he played a little clip of what I had said previously in one of the meetings. And I just want to say he played a very short clip of what I said and just took that little phrase and used it to his, towards his agenda, which did not play the whole exact comment that what was behind it and what's the story behind what I said. So I just wanted to make that clear that, I didn't think that was fair for him to do that. He should have, if he was going to say something, he should have put out the whole story. He only put like a little part of the story to make it beneficial to his. So just wanted to clarify that. Another thing, thank you, Mr. Green. It has been a pleasure working with you for the past several years. We are going to truly, truly miss you. You have done a great job, and we appreciate everything you have done. It's not your last meeting, but we're still,
He has one more.
I know, don't remind me, but, we have been blessed and have a pleasure of working with you. And good luck to you in whatever your future endeavors are, and best wishes, okay? And just want to wish everyone a happy Easter and enjoy your holidays with your family and your children. And like she said, we have the Easter egg hunt this weekend, and hopefully everybody enjoys. Thank you, have a good evening.
Councilwoman Peralta.
Good evening, everyone. So I just wanted to say thank you for everyone who attended tonight's meeting, for your time, your input, the passion that everyone holds behind whatever conversations were being held. These conversations are always difficult and challenging, but it is obvious that everyone here, shares a deep commitment to our community, and that's nice to see. To our community. And, I appreciate the willingness to engage in the conversation respectfully, and thank you to those who listened. It's always important to hear both sides, and congratulations to Mr. Green again. I'm sure you're going to live an amazing life after this, so we wish you well. And to Mr. Akil, welcome. I'm sure you're gonna enjoy your time here in Perth Amboy. We will appreciate you standing next to us and supporting, the community and council. And happy Easter to everyone. I hope that all the teachers and the children enjoy their time off of school, that they come back restful and ready to conquer the rest of the year. Have a good evening.
I really wasn't gonna say anything, but I'm gonna say one or two things real quick. First of all, Detective Marcinko and Chief Catano, good job with the PBA contract. I think I saw it, it looks pretty decent. So, very good, heads up. It was a good day for me today. So I'll say the good news for me today. I mean, I really don't want to go on and on. Today I was officially released from the care of the oncology department at Memorial Sloan Kettering. So I'm an official cancer survivor as of this day. With that said, tonight I felt I was in a very precarious position because it would appear that I am siding with somebody that's been picking on me ever since I've been on the council. And I just want to clear something up. What touched upon me tonight and the reason why I voted no on that particular redevelopment thing was it's going to impact me and my neighbors. We live in a neighborhood, and it's a cool neighborhood. It's a nice neighborhood. It's blended. And you know what? I don't know what the master plan is for the developer, but right now it's crowded up there as it is. If any more development up there, it's going to get way out of hand. And at the end of the day, I stood my ground on the other project, the Meridian project, and I saw that as a benefit to the city. I don't know what the benefit is up in my end of Perth Amboy. So I'm sure my neighbors are going to start giving me a hard time. So, including my neighbor in the back right there. So I don't want to, it's not personal as far as why I voted that way tonight. It's just that I'm looking at what that neighborhood represents, and it's just a perfect fit in Perth Amboy. People that move up to the Columbus Circle area feel that they've made it if they get to Columbus Circle. And you know what? At the end of the day, there's some beautiful homes out there. We pay really high taxes, and we have to live with the truck traffic, but we're living with it. Anything past that is going to become way unbearable up there. So with that said, I don't mean to ruffle anybody's feathers, and I'm sorry about that, but this is one of those things. So I'm sorry, but But the other project, I believe in the other project, the Meridian one. So, I'm sorry I took much time. I'm already in trouble by the time I get to my house.
Go ahead.
And one more small comment. There was some statements made tonight that were a little bothersome to me. And I just want to say that all parts of Perth Amboy are beautiful. I just want to say that. There was, a few
Very
rude comments.
disrespectful.
And I just want to say that all of Perth Amboy is beautiful, from the waterfront to the Smith Street area to Market Street to Columbus Circle. Yes, there are some areas that need to be improved, but I personally believe that all of Perth Amboy is beautiful, hence why I've been blessed to be born and raised in this town. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you for everyone who participated, for the long conversation that we had tonight. And we just do what we feel that this beautiful city deserves. And yes, I was also bothered by the comments that were made today. Yes, they might not be perfect homes where you go and work and you make a living out of it, but you should be respectful to your clients. And those are your clients, and those are the people that are paying you for what you do. I also want to congratulate the PBA and the administration for having such a good negotiation and to do what we think it was a fair contract, and we continue supporting you. Thank you. And Mr. Akil, welcome. Not every night we go home at 12, okay? So thank you. Have a nice Easter. Enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, enjoy your city. Have a good night. I need a motion.
Madam
Oh,
President, I forgot something.
Yes, go ahead.
Mr. Green, it's been a
Oh,
pleasure.
Mr. Green.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
I do
coming
agree
back.
Good luck on your retirement.
He got one
And
more.
good job with the PBA contract.
Yes, I want to echo that. Thank you for
All
all you
right,
do.
I need a motion to adjourn. Don't go too
Move.
quick.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Against?
No, nobody.
Good night.
Lord help me.